simple categories that you can look at for this TI, but they've got the standard drafts, team fight, combos that make sense. Nothing special coming out, no last pick heroes that will catch anyone off guard. Then you've got their surprise factor. Their cheese, if you will. Sometimes they'll get the last pick Tinkers, the last pick Broodmothers, completely catch their team off guard. And then their last one is, of course, the Satanic will carry category, where their last pick is a hero, he plays an anti-mage, he wins the game.
I mean, I'm like super happy with what they're doing. Like even in one of the first days of TI, I saw their matches with like the Pulse for Alchemist, with the Tinker, pulling him an axe. It got me really excited because we don't see it that often where teams break the meta, at least early on at TI. So this team, I love how they play and pick.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see them here on the main stage because I'm sure they have studied each other and they have something in store for each other that we're going to find out very soon. Before we do so, though, it is, of course, time to get the teams on stage.
And we're back.
XTREME Gaming!
And we're back.
XTREME Gaming has not dropped a single series this international. It is the most dominant team, and at the moment they are on a fast track all the way to the top. At this point, you might be wondering who can possibly stop them. Well, potentially today it might be their opponents. Let's welcome in PARIVISION.
Choose wisely and crush those responsible.
PARIVISION is the team with the most LAN championships, LAN wins under their belt. They won in Bangkok, they won in Raleigh. The stage, it just amps them up. And yes, there are 3 first-timers here at TI, but it seems that it doesn't matter. It does not faze them, and if anything, it is helping them reach their full potential. Of course, still on the way for it to be some royal roaders here as well with them. We don't have a lot of those, Tigo.
No, not at all. But the way that Satanic's playing, he's so young, but he's averaging like 2 deaths per game. Like he's at TI, his first TI, he's just dominating. Highest GPM, 2 deaths per game. Like every stat you look at, it looks as if he's meant to be the veteran. It's like he's meant to be like the no one of the team.
He's so good. He's got that team spirit DNA. Back from Yellow Submarine, where he's got the Yatoro energy, where he can put a game on his back if he needs to. But also, after he joined PARIVISION, it feels like he's developed that early game aggression, that ability to cheese. He's blossomed into his own player, where I do think you can finally put an end to those comparisons.
Yeah, like I've seen it a lot also in like a lot of the vlogs that they post. Like he has a pretty good bond with No One, who of course is the veteran of the team, who's like, yo guy, like yo bro, after this game, like you need to chill it out a bit, like control your emotions, let's do this more next time to like, just rally him and make sure it's correct. But I agree with you guys, like this guy, it's probably the best for you to be the maybe more so cocky carry player because you're young, you're going to the TI stage, you're going up against incredible players. Like you need to just focus on yourself, and this guy, if there's one thing he's got, it's confidence.
It helps that PARIVISION have such a clear understanding of what they want to do on the map, right? They are the team which buys, I believe, still 100% of Helmet Dominator in every game because they respect map play, they respect how to push on a catapult wave, they want the creep to be able to kind of push the side lane whilst they're playing elsewhere. Like everything they do on the map enables the creativity. If their map play was weak, then them picking a Tinker carry and having an out support, it would look atrocious. But that is why they're so dominant. And for XTREME, they need to try and find a way to break that confident map play that PARIVISION often have.
Or match it themselves, right?
Sure.
They've got the ability to play tempo themselves. We've seen Ame on Anti-Mage pick up Palm of the Dominator. We've seen XM play a co-op that just so heavily focused on killing side lanes. They're capable of doing it themselves.
Yeah, I also feel like we have to address the support duo on the side of PVision. We talked about Extreme Gaming already, but Nineclass and Ducalis are such a unique pair, Kazu, with unique heroes coming out.
Like for sure, like Nineclass is maybe like the most like this is kind of what people expect from the post-4. It's like the most free role in terms of what you can do. You walk around, you know, like people like to make this anecdote of you have this dog chasing a ball, you just gotta let him do what he wants. And I think they do it really well. The map play that you guys talked about, it's Nineclass, it's what he does. And Ducalis, I feel like he's just very stable. People have this meme in pubs, it's the Ducalis ABC. When the game starts, you go here, you smoke it 45 seconds, you take this route, you get the first blood. Like these guys, they know what they're up to.
But if you also put Nineclass with a different offlaner, Nineclass also would actually look quite bad, I think.
Yeah.
Because of DM and his stability, Nineclass gets to shine. If DM was a weaker offlaner, and then Nineclass goes to make all these moves, then DM will have a struggle. A different offlaner will have a struggling time. They won't feel like they capitalize on it. So like you need a good offlaner for Nineclass to become the S tier 4.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. And interestingly enough, that dynamic is paralleled on XG. Like when you have a 4 like Zincu, who's very similar to Nineclass in the sense that he has his own idea of what he wants to do. In that early game, sometimes he will completely sack his offlane. He'll play for his own game. He'll play very greedily. Having an offlaner like XXS, who is very stable and has experience playing with these really greedy Chinese carries, he can do a lot with a little as well.
They're probably the 2 post-4 guys who like share the least tangles in lane or like invest the least money to like actually help the guy. Because they're gonna play for their own stuff, you know, but they just make it happen. And like T was saying, like DM's hero pool and the way he wants to play, your Venos, your Necros, Beastmasters, they free up your 4 pretty nicely. And I feel like DM, he has a good experience of playing with people who maybe don't help him too much. So yeah, he's pretty happy with what's happening.
I want to say though that while we do talk about PVision support duo and how they're a bit, you know, specific or unusual, people forget that they can play normal heroes too. Like sometimes you think, oh, okay, what crazy 9-class hero is coming out, and he's just a Snapfire or something. Like that can still happen where you're prepared for these Slarks and these Alchemists to come out, and instead they're just going to pick a stable offlane duo, and that could change your plans or warp the way you want to draft entirely.
Yeah. Nineclass is probably the player, like if you try to predict what hero he's going to pick, like you just can't get it. You should play like some 9-class bingo, like 9-class picks Pudge, like you get it off the road and like do some other stuff, because this guy, I don't know where he cooks up his hero picks. I think it has a lot to do with Disini, like they share and then he tries it in low MR pops and like then takes it there. So I think it's a really cool dynamic also.
You just have to find the line of where does the respect become a detriment of your drafting, right? And when you go to PVision, if you over-respect 9-class, if you overthink like the, oh, is Satanic going to play the Brood or a Tinker, then sure, your draft's going to crumble. I think we've seen it already with the teams where they don't respect the kind of the integrity of their own lineup, right? With Nigma, with Tidebound, they kind of go a little bit too crazy in the draft. For Extreme, they have to draft for themselves and respect the playstyle that will come. Don't try and draft for PVision. If we see that today, that's when PVision has the upper hand.
Yeah, so far I feel like Extreme, I mean, they have not dropped a single series. They have very much played their own playstyle time and time again. It doesn't seem like PVision doesn't know what's coming for them, because Extreme Gaming has shown what they do time and time again. They just do it exceptionally well.
I think the main difference for Extreme is, even from the interview we just had from Buck, is from Road to now, they feel like another, they've had another change of pace. They're a slightly different team. Like they're going for Winter Wyvern, they have the Clinks. Like they've shown that development that I think both teams are going to have to be ready for something new in this series.
I mean, for me too, I think there's a lot of like really cool things to do. For me, XM and XXS, I feel like they've stepped it up tremendously. Not that they were bad before, but they're like incredibly S tier now. Like they buy like Lotus Orbs and they reflect Dooms, they refresh their Lincolns to block Dooms and like all the stuff they do. But I do feel like, for me, they're still one of the favorites. But I did see some cracks in their armor yesterday when they played against Tundra. They weren't super clean. Of course, they cleaned it up. They got the 2-0 win, but it's the first time where I saw them like more vulnerable than the earlier days.
I agree. I thought their first game in particular versus Tundra showed that early game vulnerability that they were known for a couple of years ago, where, oh, this team might play a little bit slower, they might play for a later timing, and we can exploit that. We can out-network them. And that's what happened in their game 1 versus Tundra. But they found that comeback, right? With that discipline, they were able to pull off the high ground defense into ultimately winning the game.
Yeah, if we talk about yesterday's series, it was a 2-0 against Tundra for Extreme. How can we learn from the series that PVision had yesterday against Heroic? Another 2-0. It felt maybe a little bit easier of a route to this point than XTREME had, or was that more a result of PVision just being extra prepared?
It's fair to say that because the series versus Tundra for XG felt closer than the score looked, whereas the PVision one was smooth sailing. They were winning confidently in both games. They just had their strategies on lock. I think that position 4 Monkey King did so much for them, and maybe that's something that can be learned from XG today. They could look at what they want to do with the Monkey King. Do they want to try to take it for themselves, address it within the draft, or just let 9 Class have it?
Yeah, I think critically in Game 2, PVision had 3 cores that had lane dominating aspects. TA, lane dominator. Phoenix in the off lane, in correct matchups, lane dominator. Queen of Pain, lane dominator, map, early game. And that is the thing. XG, we want them to see scaling and a bit more time to then feel like they come online. So if PVision come into this draft with 3 cores that break lanes, armies on the back foot, and we don't get to see that pop-off potential from the mid lane on XG, we could see some problems. And yeah, I think respect the aggression from the cores of PVision.
Yeah, like one thing that I could see that XG could take away from yesterday also is that PVision, more than any other team, I think they play off of map and vision. Like that's why they love the Dominator so much. Push the waves, get yourself the vision going on. But also they are quite greedy in terms of their offlane. Like if I'm XTREME Gaming, you could look to craft a Disruptor Ursa lane, for instance, against, you know, the Monkey King 4, the Slark 4, the Pudge 4. Like they don't do much there, so maybe there's something they can take into it. But yeah, if we look at like the hero pool comparison, there is a lot of like team fight and also offlane focus when it comes to XTREME Gaming. Like Mars has looked incredible in all of these games.
I see stability on the left and I see chaos on the right.
But for stability, I love what you said about the Mars. I was thinking that XXS has not been talked about enough because he has had some ridiculous Mars performances this TI. And that is the hero that I want to see him play today, especially if he's going to get sacked. Whatever, just play for Yule's Blink, play make. Be that stable hero for your team.
No,
Be that guy that anchors the fight.
Yeah, and like people, they seem to be playing it so well. Like you have these 4s that just give you all the damage, you lane well. And I mean, XXS's Mars for years has been famous for, you know, the correct builds, the correct items, doesn't feed, just very, very stable players. And their TI not being able to like kill your opponents or you miss smoke ganks, it really gets to you.
That is quite the career indeed. I mean, it's one of the players that we haven't touched upon yet that much. I feel like we talk about him a lot, and we want to always talk about him a lot. And we are going to talk about him a lot, probably in the heroes that he's getting, and also, of course, his counterpart in XM in the upcoming series. But if we want to continue talking about the upcoming series, we should start talking about that first game.
XTREME Gaming versus PVision. Game 1.
Here we go. We got XTREME Gaming on the Radiant side for our opening match. We got PVision Dire, and it is first pick going the way of XTREME. And I do still want to touch upon that mid lane a little bit, T-Gov, because it is a very interesting matchup. We have a lot of stuff happening on the side lanes, and that's why we talked about it so much, because that's where maybe the unusual things happen, but also that's where the Ame versus Satanic happens. We got the position 4s that are interesting to talk about, but mid, it feels like fairly fairly stable mid laners going for themselves.
Yeah, extremely traditional from both XM and No One. They want to be the playmakers, they're playing the spirit heroes, they're playing, you know, the odd shaker, or, you know, they just want to be part of the team, part of the game. And of course, when you think about those type of players, it then goes back to the side lanes, unfortunately, where it's how well do they go? Do the supports get freed up? Can they then activate these mid laners that want to be on every rune making the moves? And I love the bans from XG. The fact they go for the Enigma and the Phoenix ban, both offlaners for DM, but they're the offlaners that make the opponent draft for that hero specifically. Like if you pick Enigma, do you have wave clear? If you have Phoenix, do you have Dispel or some type of healing from your support to survive the lane? So get rid of them. Don't force Ame to play a single hero.
Oh, here it comes.
Here it comes.
I mean, it looked good this tournament. Like Slark has seen a lot of nerfs over the last few months, especially after 4 Slark became so popular because of PVision. But this is the one team that didn't really give up on it, regardless of the nerfs. With this hero, you can just play for superior vision, play for D-wards, play for that superior movement during nighttime. Yesterday, I think they ran a Slark plus Night Stalker to capitalize on vision. Maybe they could look towards doing the same.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like what they want to do. Like they know that, you know, the offlane, it's not necessarily designed to win. You just get your stuff, then, you know, in the mid game, that's where it really kicks in, the D-warding, the vision. Like you mentioned, like that is what they're going to play through. I do feel like XTREME Gaming, you mentioned the bans, I'm also completely on board. I think it makes the Undying a lot better. Maybe for PVision there is a route also where you could flex the Slark. I think most likely not, but again, it is something that they value a lot maybe it's very low chance for it to happen, but you cannot disrespect it at this level of play.
Let's see what is coming afterwards, because with these openings, not much that either team is giving away yet. We have seen the Undying in the hands of XXS, very successful. We've seen 9class be very successful on his Slark. Not unexpected heroes, but also not heroes that you could really know what route the draft is taking. We got an Invoker ban, and we got a Medusa ban coming out for Extreme.
Already. Gone?
No, go ahead, T.
Thank you. Yes. Undying in the offlane, right? No stun, it's no control, therefore the Slark is going to feel like he has the free game, right? The ability to just run around, do what he wants, like you already mentioned. But that then gives Satanic more time. Because a Slark support, even if his lane presence isn't the strongest, pulling waves, kind of opening XP for his offlane, when you do want to go D-ward, it's an extra 20-30 seconds of, oh, Slark's here, gotta wait 1 second, hold up. And then Satanic's like, thank you for that extra wave I farmed indirectly because of what Slark is doing. So XG, they need more control and a way to get rid of Slark quickly to then find Satanic.
On that note, I wonder to what extent do they want to address the Slark? Because there are heroes that are good versus Slark that they play. The Leshrac, for example, on XM is something they could run. He's been popping off on that hero. You get that early blink, you punish this hero. You could also choose to address it from the support role with a Disruptor. That hero is a popular pick versus Slark as well. You glimpse back into the Static Storm, but I don't think you want both. That would be over-addressing or over-correcting.
I mean, it's like something I haven't seen enough against PVision. They play these like more volatile offlanes, but I haven't seen someone just like double down on this lane. Like you get this Disruptor Ursa, Disruptor Anti-Mage, like whatever, 18 pick your carry, set it up earlier with the 5, because this is most likely the Slark 4 who's gonna do that. PVision get themselves a snap, solid laner, you have low Shredder against the Tombstone if you want, Cookie safe, just overall probably one of the best supports of the tournament.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I actually have XM in my fantasy, and I get 90% more fantasy points if he's a blue hero. So I do hope it's like a Leshrac or a Storm.
Wait, his Lesh is legit as hell. It's so good.
I mean, it's pretty good here. You see a Snap or a Slark, you don't really care. Just jump on them, kill them. Yep. Blue hero, please, XG.
7-0 record on Snap for Ducalis. I mean, that's also probably because there are so many other heroes people want to ban out against PVision that he gets his hands on it time and time again. But that is a phenomenal record as the most picked hero from the tournament. I don't know if it still is, but it was for a long time. The Disruptor coming out on the side of Extreme.
Yeah, exceptionally good hero, right? The fact that we even saw Kotomi yesterday on BB. You get Mana Boots, Blink Dagger into instant Agnum.
Yep.
And then you keep kiting, you keep playing on Thunder Strikes, you're getting vision, you're slowing, you can then glimpse back. Like Slark, as we already mentioned, you want to go in, and then you kind of want to retreat, you want to kind of kite back the fight, buy time, provide information. You get no information. Disruptor will bring you back and kill you. So I think that the answer to Slark is done. Tick, move on. Now start trying to find other heroes to make your draft have good meaning.
Just a quick sidetrack is I remember during Dream Leagues that every time 9class got countered by Disruptor, he would just carry Iron Branches in his inventory, and every time he was static, he would just push himself out with a branch, and no Disruptor player expected that. So I wonder if we'll see the same thing happening here.
I mean, we might. This guy knows his matchups because he pops these heroes like a billion times to actually try to make it happen. Rasta is quite interesting here. Shadow Shaman is not a hero we see too often. I feel like it was maybe during one of the more recent PGL Valakias, people played this Warlock Shaman, Undying Shaman quite frequently. It gives you like very good building and early Roach because you drop the Tomb, you drop the Snake. And I mean, I guess overall, it's a good laner. You have people that like bring it to you. You have the fight starter, so more push to back it up. I like it.
I don't know if they want to pick it yet, but it's becoming a very good PL game for PVision if they want to get it at some point. You don't care about Undying, Disruptor, Shaman. You just send illusions. Again, to pick it here with 2 then counter picks for XG might be a bit bold.
I mean, then you would get your Leshrac on 18.
Then you get your Leshrac, exactly. But like, not now, but I want XG to start respecting it potentially in either the next pick or the 2 bans, as I'm already thinking that it's becoming a good game for Satanic to pull later in the draft.
Do you guys want to know what TL's win rate is this entire competitive season?
It's bad.
I looked
It's real
it up the other day.
No.
All the games played, it's like 18%.
Yeah.
That's atrocious.
So hopefully not that hero, but honestly, if there's a team that could make it work, it would be PVision.
Yeah, okay, so you get the Lycan and, okay, so the puck. So it's on XG to kind of decide, okay, what is more valuable for us? Do we need to close the phase with our mid against the puck, which this is a hero we've seen pop off a lot, especially by GPK, or do you want to do something against the Lycan? Do you want to like lock in a troll with your Disruptor, like play fast? I think these anti-mages, you don't really want to play that against the Lycan. There's the Ursa option if you want, or do we feel more like this should be the mid hero, for example?
I feel feel like there's some major problems right now for XG, where to kill a hero, it's the static storm, the shaman jump. But to do that with the Lycan Wolf scouting you, the Slark scouting you, Puck jumping in and out, finding like ways to initiate the fight, XG need to have a really clean like pick off and play. But pick off and play against all of this wave push from P-Vision will be extremely difficult.
Well, that was a 100% win rate troll up until earlier today, but still an incredibly strong hero. How does it fit in here?
It's very strong. It's one of the OG counters to Lycan. You're playing with a Disruptor against a weak 4. You definitely have a recipe for success. You're gonna get in Aegis in this game because you have the Tombstone, because you have the Snakes. Troll is good at it too. So I think XG are quite happy. The problem still exists though, that T mentioned, the Puck.
But at least they have a carry that can itemize to be the frontliner. You send him in first. What hard lockdown does P-Vision have to stop the troll hitting the ultimate, right? Like, he can stand his ground, which gives Disruptor and Shaman a way to hide in the tree line, wait for the fight to develop, then they use their spells. So I'm looking at Arme to get the early Battle Fury, to get the early BKB, whatever, and then become kind of the forward-thinking player on the team.
Yeah, the way that I see this troll pick is it kind of solves some of the issues that XG had, because so when I look at PV's draft and I see this Lycan plus Puck come out together, I think, okay, this Lycan will protect the Puck, because Puck is picked into 2 counters, Disruptor plus Shaman. These are heroes that have the catch to stop a Puck from popping off. But if you're playing against Lycan and he's throwing his summons at you and you're a Disruptor or you're a Shaman, what do? You don't have the freedom in a fight to lock down that Puck. But this Troll Warlord, if he shuts down Lycan in lane and just makes it so that his entry point into the game is later, then the Puck issue is solved by that, just by extension of Lycan not being able to create the space that the Puck needs.
Yeah, XG just need to hug each other. Yeah. Right? When you look at a 20-25 minute fight, it's be together with the vision, then they're going to look strong. If at any point they break away, have a weak formation, P-Vision will, of course, exploit it.
Yeah, actually, they definitely have this type of lineup where it's like they're gonna dare P-Vision to come to them. Like they're gonna go to a tower, drop the snake, drop the tomb, Troll's gonna start hitting, and then it's like, how do you answer?
Yeah.
And that's not the most ideal fight for a Lycan. He wants to like go on your back line, kind of snack on your supports, but they're very good at protecting each other. So XG, they do need an XM hero.
I am enjoying their bans though. They're like, Satanic has a last pick, of course, on the side of P-Vision. Then let's remove his Tinker and his Meepo just to not get anything unexpected out there. And it will be the Slardar coming out. The XM Slardar is a little bit of a classic.
Yeah, and it gives just good initiation to the fight, right? It's if Slardar finds hero with Troll, that's going to be a kill. Slardar plus Shaman with the ultimate from Shaman, another kill, right? It just gives ways to punish if P-Vision are split on the map. So I don't mind it. It is good scaling. Slardar very quickly can become tanky as well with the Aghanims and the BKB. He stands his ground. Yeah, it's a nice way to give XG late game potential and also survivability through the mid game, through pickoffs.
And the last time that XM played Slardar, he had a really interesting build. He went for Helm into Pipe, right? And I think that would be a great game to recreate that, because if you get that early Pipe, you're negating a lot of damage coming out of the Snap and the Puck that PV are dependent on early game. And that Helm, you just play versus Lycan's Helm. You know, take it back, play that mini game there.
Yeah, Slardar to me is a little bit underrated, like because I think he does very well, especially with this type of draft. Like Lycan, you amp him, he wants to run at you, he's not going to be able to stand his ground. So P-Vision, what do you want here for Satanic? Maybe some TB? Like, I still think they need high damage, like on the hero. You have a lot of heroes running in, sure, but you need to back it up with something.
We talked earlier about the tempo that we saw XTREME have yesterday. Does the Slardar, it sets a high tempo, right? So that kind of solves the issue that they had yesterday against Tundra.
No, for sure. It lanes well against Puck. You have high armor, you have good damage, you're going to be chilling, you're in the river, you're the type of hero your supports can play through. I mean, I must say, I love both drafts. I think PV found a very good last pick for themselves too. I'm maybe slightly leaning towards XG, because I just like this idea of the Disruptor with the Troll to shut down P-Vision, but they have what they always want with the map play.
I quickly want to correct, it was XXS that had that build on Slardar, not XM. So maybe from the mid Slardar, you don't want to see the Helm too early, maybe the Blink into the Helm, but I would still love to see that come into play.
Yeah.
I just want to see this game get to like 30-40 minutes.
It will.
Like, XG with levels take great fights. P-Vision, as the game progresses, need items. If they buy the wrong item, fights can get quite difficult. So it's like itemization on P-Vision and scaling will be really interesting to see, while XG is just kind of cruise control. As every minute ticks over, they get stronger and stronger and stronger.
I guess the one thing I would say is XG is dependent on their lanes going very well, and they've drafted good lanes for themselves, but if PV can somehow find a way to get as much as they can, like mitigate that net worth disadvantage that they may have, then the game will be a lot more even, and it's hard to get a good read on it.
And who would you put the pressure on to create the space, basically, for P-Vision to do all that?
I mean, it has to be the Lycan plus Puck duo.
Yeah, I'm looking at them to kind of do well early, because it is not that easy. Like for XG, I see them doing well on the lanes. They're going to take the early towers. They're going to get the first ages of the game. They're probably going to have a lead. At some point, PV are going to have to find a way to play the map, stabilize, and win a fight, or kind of at least go even, because they need time.
And the Puck versus Slardar, how is that going to go down? Because shouldn't it be Puck favored considering his range versus melee?
Slardar going to be chilling. Slardar's going to be chilling.
Slardar loves that match.
Yep.
All right, we are going to head over to the stage, because before we get into this game number 1, we are going to hear some words from Coach Disini.
Absolutely. The crowd quite split here on this match. We got a lot of cheers for both teams coming out here. Sir, how are you feeling about this draft here today? Now, I don't know if you watched this, but there was a certain Lycan versus Troll matchup yesterday. Didn't go too well for the Lycan. How do you feel it's going to go this time?
There's a reason our Lycan players still in the tournament.
Okay, let's relax.
Better. Just better.
Let's relax. Goodness gracious. Very well, very well. Great. Well, it seems like you're very confident about your draft. If you had to rate your draft out of 10, what would you be putting it here? I mean, we got some Puck, we got some Lycan. They do have a lot of lockdown. Did you think you did well?
Yes, I put 9 class in my fantasy with coher kills. So I go for Slark, and I'm pretty confident he's going to make a lot of points.
Fantasy players, get ready to be pogging for this match. Absolutely. All right, my friend, you've had this crowd in the center cheering your name every single time. They go right where you look every time. Thank you so much. Any words to those 5 people standing up right there with those signs in particular?
Yes. Bora caralho.
All right, fantastic. Well, should be one hell of a match by 2 of the most high-skilled teams that we have here today. Let's get into it.
Thank you so much, Slacks. Oh man, this is going to be an awesome game. I cannot wait to hop into this one, Trent. I do real quickly, since we're getting all the players out there around, Dota's best enjoyed with friends, and I need to give a quick little shout out. I am today on my 10-year wedding anniversary, so I just wanted to give a quick little, I love you very much, wife and kid at home, and I hope you're doing good. We'll be home soon, but we are getting into this match, Trent. I can't wait.
Yes, it's Dota time. The fans are going crazy today. We got a whole section here cheering on XG. I'm sure you heard them there during some of the earlier interviews as well. Very dedicated to the success of their team. So we'll see how well it goes for them here in this draft. Last time these 2 teams met, they haven't seen each other so far this tournament, but a few months ago they did play, and it was PARIVISION taking the win 2-1.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I think that this has been so much stuff changed throughout the course of this tournament, and all of these teams now feel like they have a very different identity than maybe what people were expecting coming into this. And now, you know, if you were to ask me where I would rank these teams going into it, I don't even know if XG would be in the tournament at this point, but they are very clearly becoming the favorites. PARIVISION have something to say about that. A very confident Astini going into this.
Yeah, a team that's been gaining confidence for sure as this event has gone on. XG just kind of started dominating and haven't stopped, obviously only losing a few maps through this entire event, whereas PARIVISION, it felt like there were some struggles. They were having a hard time enabling their offlane duo and really feeling like they were getting a lot of both of these 2 picks. And as it's gone on, we're getting more and more of that classic 9 class, which, he's always been the engine that drives a lot of the success here for PARIVISION.
He has been, indeed. And I think, too, when you see him having like a good game, finding those courier snipes, disrupting what's going on, and of course in that mid-game window when people are looking for fights, he can be a real menace. Now the flip side of that is that a lot of times it feels like XG are just cool chilling. You know what I mean? And if they're just out farming, is he going to be able to set up for ganks from the rest of his squad to find kills? As DM is going to do some lane shenanigans here, already pulling the wave back behind the tower.
Yes, things one must do when you have a position 4 Slark player. He is well aware of what needs to be done here, as 9 class will just keep lurking around and being a nuisance down there. Maybe hoping to score some of those courier kills, as Astini said, Now, I have a question about this fantasy here. T, he said that if XM plays a blue hero, he gets more points.
Yes, that is true.
What is Slardar? Is that close enough? That's a blue hue for sure.
I mean, it's a little purpley. I feel like it should count a little bit. You know what? I think it tells you what it is when you sign up for it.
Okay. Well, for his sake, I hope it's at least blue.
Absolutely.
Help the guy out.
Gotta be. Mid lane matchup, as we've seen, going to be a little bit tough for the Puck, but he seems to be doing okay so far on No One. And if there's one thing you can count on in this tournament, it's that No One is likely going to be getting the most out of his lane possible.
Yes, I have decided to dub him the Terminator. You know, I feel like he was away for a while and he came back, but it doesn't, like, I don't think he aged very much. He kind of looks the same. So I think something's afoot. I think he might have like some bionic parts in there that we weren't made aware of, because he just came back and he looks as good as ever.
By the way, that is Courier Snipe #1, unless I missed one earlier. So we'll keep our tracks of that.
Damn, Astini's a genius. I mean, that's kind of crazy to like just throw it on one of your players in the tournament purely for the fantasy points, but when it works, it works.
Yeah, you got to win too. Might be getting them a little bit more. But yeah, this is going to be what you see. Blood grenade, boots, grab the whole wave, pull it back behind the tower.
It's disgusting, truly. And of course, that ward, as being shown by the observers as well, of course, to help you snipe those couriers, right? Makes it all a lot easier. So they've got a lock on this bottom lane. They're so used to doing this.
Then in the meantime, in mid, we're going to see this battle continue on. Up top, there could be some more action going on. You can see Xingqiu contesting this pull from Ducalis, while Undying is sort of battling out in the lane with the Terrorblade. What did you think about that last pick, Terrorblade? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he's coming for you. At least I got to deliver first.
And, ooh, he's even going to get the D word on the camp there as well. Make sure he gets the block back on there, so lots of work. TV, I mean, it's a bit of a classic, of course, especially for Satanic, you know. It is always a game winner hero, right? It has so many things it can offer. It does have the opportunity to play in the early game if your team is up, which is really interesting, right? You can join for pushes, objectives, whatever you want to be there with for the meta. But of course, you've got this like mid and late game map control that comes out from Terrorblade that's pretty hard to match from many other heroes. That being said, you know, XG coming into this series, I imagine they'd probably continue their, you know, a little bit slower paced gameplay, but this looks pretty quick for them. And they have had some fast games, but this one looks like it could really get going quick if they get a good lead in these lanes, like the panel was mentioning.
Oh, it never stood a chance. Does he run back down as soon as it shows?
He's pretty far.
No, he's hiding it. Okay, nope, there it is. We'll see if they run down. 9 class instead looks like he wants to stack the camps, which makes more sense. And actually, it taking that ring around the rosy might buy enough time for 9 class to come back in. We'll see what he decides to do. Instead, he's making his way over towards mid. XM does get hit by that, and now a jump in. Only going to be able to find a couple of punches, but the blood grenade isn't enough.
Nice spacing.
Not able to quite find the finish there.
I mean, you're okay with that, though. Obviously, this is a lane that's supposed to go pretty well for the Slardar. Just Puck, over the years, has lost quite a bit of strength in that mid lane overall, but Slardar, of course, has just got buffed and buffed and buffed when it comes to being near water and having the reliability here. It goes for the coil mid.
Does have level 6, though. The jump up is there, able to find a bash, tries to back out, and he's able to play himself out of it. XM, what a player, and X-Nova is going to be the one that draws first blood.
Woohoo! That was nice. Very quick rotation. Disruptor, not always the best hero to come in and save you in the mid lane.
Oh,
not always something you can count on, but X-Nova makes it work there thanks to some fancy footwork despite having no feet on XM.
Very solid move, and Dream Coil down too, so that kind of opens up some rotations here too if they want to try and pressure Satanic, particularly pre-6. We'll see if there's any movements that come in. These twin gates have been a classic, but when you get your courier sniped, starts to feel a little bit rough.
Gloves and boots? That's really annoying, especially the gloves, obviously. It's an interesting way to try and deal with Ame. I mean, every game that we've had the pleasure of casting of Ame, his heat map is just the bottom lane.
True.
And he stays down here forever, and then his teammates pull the enemy everywhere else on the map. Anywhere else but bottom lane. And Ame just chills down here until he gets his items. And PARIVISION have decided to just like kind of let that happen again here, but they're getting the trade of their Lycan also getting very farmed.
Right, he's almost going to have a helm completed, which could turn very quickly into that tower being taken down. So that's something to watch for here, as we are going to see 9 class. Still just level 2, by the way. He's able to do a good amount with that. Finally getting the Wisdom Shrine. Xingqiu taking the other one on the other side of the map. But this is going to be the thing to watch for, is how do they change up their gameplay for Ame? Are they going to still try and keep that pressure on, or are we going to see something where maybe they leave that lane?
It's just this courier.
I know.
It's like trying to find the Northwest Passage, you know? It's just like, where is it, man?
Nowhere to be found. Maybe a bit of a wraparound going on towards mid, though. They were looking for no one there, and, well, yeah, it's not going to be an easy jump.
Well, I mean, the coil back does usually open quite a few opportunities for Puck, right? Puck loves it when you get to catch someone diving your side lanes and you show up, Dream Coil, and turn it around. Not the easiest heroes to do that versus, right? Like an Undying, it can be a little bit risky to go for it if there's any sort of backup. Your Lycan's not really playing the tower anyway, so no one doesn't have this natural accelerant of just defending your side tier 1s that you like to have. But he does have these stacks to accelerate him that 9 class has been prepping for him, so this is also great, of course, just for 9 class, because as a position 4 player, you want to get as many stacks as you can to get that golden XP for yourself.
They miss on one of the sentries. It's just off to the left there. And so XG, after making that rotation with Xnova, are not going to be able to make any type of substantial kill happen. And this could be an issue as this game goes on. I feel like between a Lycan, Terrorblade Illusions, and now a Slark support, how are you meant to sort of keep vision out on this map for XG?
Yeah, that's a very interesting part heading to the late game too, right? That's you're trying to just deal with wave push and also trying to find these ganks. Your smokes are at a complete premium on XG. You cannot waste a single smoke or it's going to feel awful.
Ducalis hitting that level 6 is now going to come back over this direction, and Ame is a potential target if they can find the right control.
Man, that is a juicy level 6.
Look at this.
I mean, what's the duration? 6.5? Kisses go for what? You got 8 globs. I don't know. It's not bad.
There's a chance.
It's over 5.5 seconds. You get that ulti pop to the right time, he's going to be in trouble, even if he has it.
Well, they're going to realize the danger, and actually leaving that little illusion there of the Slardar scouts out the gank coming their way. They will lose the tower on the side of XG as Ame tries to build into his Battle Fury. And you know, I'm reminded a little bit of that game that we saw yesterday of XG versus Tundra. Tundra started off, got this good beginning lead, and if not for maybe some weird Roche fights, XG could have been in a lot of trouble. And I'm seeing a similar story here. You've got some pretty heavy push potential from PARIVISION.
Yes, 100%. I think that would be the conversation I could imagine Astini having before leaving the booth, right? It's just like, you got to make sure those first objectives are going to be so important because they can take it very quickly on XG, but you can as well on PARIVISION.
Moves. The Hex is there, already hit. XM backing out, though, and the Kisses not doing quite enough damage. They will be able to bring down Xingqiu here. But and finding any more than that, well, they'll pop the glyph. Is there going to be any defense here?
Look at this army.
I mean, it's really hard to fight against this. They have the creep there, too. XM already taking a boatload of damage from the creep, from the summoned wolves, and they're trying desperately to keep the tower alive. Will manage to. Xnova has a glimpse.
It was on CD, yeah, for quite a while, so he couldn't manage to pull back DM there when he was looking a little vulnerable.
But they do protect their tower.
And the carries just off doing their thing. Satanic's been hitting a lot of jungle creeps. He's back on the lane now with the attention put towards mid. Ame's been farming through the Ancients in the bottom lane like he does every game. Tower or not, he's still confident enough to stand up here.
Well on his way. And then on the other side, it's really XM. The fact that he didn't die there, I think, is really important. Working towards that Blink Dagger, almost has it completed. But do they need to do something to deal with Satanic here? I mean, he is just free farming.
Yeah, I think chasing him just sounds like a bit of a problem, right? It would be nice, obviously, but when the Blink Dagger's up, you could try one smoke at him and try and go for it. It would be nice to have 6 on Xnova at that point, which is probably why he's here camping mid, trying to catch as much XP as he can here on the tower. So you could go for it once, at least drop some good vision as well. But I imagine that attacking the structures could also be a solid play to go for it too, right? If you get 6 on your Shaman.
The call is there to get back underway. PARIVISION versus XTREME, in both teams at this point not putting high priority on trying to find a ton of kills, just 1-1, 11 minutes in. Oh! A nice little move in. Xnova able to get the deny there on the tower.
Take those little victories when you can as a support gamer, you know?
Oh, yeah.
TP up top here. No one's looking for his first rotation.
Oh, finds it there. Dream Coil down. Satanic in the way as well. They have Tombstone, they have everything, but this is a hard survive. And Exodus actually almost able to sneak his way through the trees, but a kill is a kill.
Yeah, knows he doesn't have a chance there, even if he pops the ulti, so he'll just take the Ceaseless Dirge and immediately go to his Ancients, which are well stacked up here, of course. This was something that we saw from XG where there was not a big priority on stacks really at all. And there was the danger that the enemy could have came and stolen them away. They're going to scout them out here right now.
Looking, hunting. DM about to lose a creep, goes down to Xnova. Does have glimpse, doesn't have vision.
Is Zinky going to snake these, or we're just leaving these all for Ame? No. All right. This is Ame's piggy bank. They're going to smoke it up here. So what do we have? We got the snakes.
Right under a wolf, though.
That's not good. We got the Stack Storm. I think Zinky pinged it. So this is your satanic hunt that you're hoping for as an XG fan right now.
It didn't turn green, though. They just barely walked past it. Is there any way that they actually managed to find Satanic up to the east side? Doesn't look like it.
No, he's out. So they can use this with the Helm of the Undying to just push the tower, so it's not too bad. They'll even drop the big bad snake there, too.
I was wondering if maybe they thought he ran to the gate, but instead ran out to the other side, and they are going to cut through the twin gate.
Instantly scanned by 9 class, who still walks over here, by the way. Puts a ward on the side.
Okay.
Whoa,
what? He planted the tree!
He did the tree
oh, 9 class!
It's so insulting.
You sneaky, sneaky fish.
You scan that they're there. You ward and walk in anyway, and then you do the tree plant escape. He's done this already, too, while we've been casting him as well.
Dude, he was so ready for that.
Unbelievably ready. And his ward's going to live.
That's crazy.
I feel sickly watching that.
So we take a quick little replay.
Let's sum this up for people. So you see how there's this thing called the kinetic field, all right? He's going to plant a tree. It creates a collision box with his own hero. One can stay, one has to go. Hero goes outside the kinetic field. Amazing.
Breaks the game.
Blows your brain just like that. It's like, whoa, I can't see a thing.
Well, 3K gold lead now, and Helm Slark is done.
And then you watch Slark pick up a creep.
All right, I'm not sure if I'm prepared for what's going to happen in this game, Trent. I don't know. I don't know if anybody is. We've still got a Battle Fury Troll, which has been an indomitable force in this tournament. But I got to say, the Terrorblade is pretty spooky in this one.
You're not wrong. I mean, it's a classic for a reason, right? It gives you many, many choices.
Ducalis nearby with 9 class DM. They know that this Ancient stack is being taken. Do they want to come and contest it? They're moving into position. Vision down. XXS, what do you have in the tank? XM is there too. It looks like they're going to back out, seeing that everybody's there.
Guys, that was just one Helm creep.
I see another one now. DM takes away the big old
He's getting so
Ancient
many.
Black Dragon.
Getting all the bounties. Like, his fire pool just destroyed so many Ancients.
Now they move in, want to take that down, but Ame is a little bit too far forward, forced to pop the ultimate, in a ton of trouble. They do have control over Puck, though. Do they have enough damage to kill him? Yes, they do. The snake, it's doing work, but it's not doing enough to save Ame.
And the dragon lives.
Dragon's still alive. They will take out one more creep with the big snake, but this is the power of P-Vision right now.
I mean, how much effort did they put into the first neutral there, and then the second one? Right? Like, they're fighting this just massive army being provided here by DM, and then at least they're able to get the catch there onto no one, thankfully for them, but then immediately losing Ame is really going to hurt their scaling.
Man. Very difficult moment here to try and figure out how you deal with this, because it's really, they need Ame to kill the creeps, and even for him, it's not quick.
No, it's certainly not yet. And he's going to need that defensive item to try and deal with the silence there from the Puck to ensure that he can actually play his game. I mean, usually 9 class has been going for these like early Orchids, but because of the existence of Helm, we're getting that instead. So at least that gives him a little bit more breathing room, perhaps, for Ame.
2-3 and a 4K gold lead as Undyne working towards the Shivas.
That's obviously, it's very nice versus Lycan all the units. You're going to get a lot of benefits from that, and the various healing that you're going to have going on there too. But it's not really like a game changer item.
No.
It doesn't really change the flow of things too much. You're going to have to look to that from XM, and he's hoping to just get to his his BKB after the Blink and Shard.
And on the other side, with just this swarm of creeps, P-Vision starts to do some pretty massive amounts. I was wondering if we were going to maybe see something like a Crimson Guard out of XG for XXS.
Yeah.
Still could go back for it later on. Obviously, tremendous value when you've got all these summons you're dealing with and the Terrorblade illusions.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard choice for his itemization, I'd say. You know, getting them all eventually would be great.
Yeah.
As we do, you know, Slider, at least he is really good at this, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's an isolated helm creep, he can deal with it very quickly, which is something that we have seen a lot of heroes struggle with, particularly any support heroes. But being able to grab those is a nice gold boost for you, if you can guarantee they're actually going to die.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, you can see though that when you have all these summons, the answer for you is just start taking objectives.
And they're going to scout this out here with 9 classes creep as well. This is something that the Radiant can do very quickly as well. They have a Slider, they have a Troll Warlord, they have Snakes. Dire are not even choosing to bring Satanic. He's coming now, but they started this without him.
A little bit late. XM could go for a big jump if they want, but they drop the coil to start. Backs out, kisses out. How much do they have left in the tank? XXS, there's the Tombstone down. Kinetic Field and a Static Storm to back away.
I mean, there's no Ceaseless Dirge here. If he dies, he's going down.
And the Dragon is chasing and not quite going to fully commit for that one. So Roche still up. It's not even below halfway HP. Can they come back in here and contest? I mean, Ame is not even in the fight.
There's you got Blink Slider, you got Blink Zinq. Is he feeling a little crazy, perhaps? I don't think so.
I mean, they smoke back up again, maybe trying to take a fight once this is all over. A big get, though, for PVision.
This might be one of those hope they split up immediately after taking Roche, right? Yeah, exactly, like this. No one comes down to push the wave, and they try and catch him here because they have the Blink on the Shadow Shaman. This is going to be your answer. So Ame's going to drive him back. They're going to catch no one under the tower.
Looking. Zinq, they need to get vision first.
Oh, he knows.
Does he? No, jump in. Hex is out, and they got him. The TP, that one probably needs to be canceled, although he did have the Aegis. Are they going to try and do something? They jump on through, 9 class, trying to keep his buddy alive, and they're able to back away on that puck. Ame caught, Cookie connects. Is there any follow-up, though? It doesn't look like it.
Beautiful. Very well played here from XG. Then you take away all the advantages of that Aegis.
In the mid lane, they're hunting a little bit onto the Undying now. They jump Dream Coil in the mid lane, finds him for a moment. He does not look like he needs to actually worry that much. Instead, Zinq, he jumps and finds the puck. Static Storm down, also connects on a 9 class. They might try and pull him back in here, but they do manage to get that kill. Back and forth we go.
That's a nice swing for XG, though, right? Like, you lose the Roche like that, but then you quickly dismantle the Aegis, get rid of that as an issue, take a little free pick there onto the Slayer, because he kind of has to play a bit of interference to ensure that no one escapes. Very good for them, as they're going to have to try and start pumping more gold into Ame. He is now 3rd on the board here and working his way through the jungle. Just trying to get a Manta into a BKB. Not necessarily the biggest, like, feel-good items, but it's Troll Warlord, right? As long as he gets his ulti off, he's going to have the damage.
Just saw in the mid lane, while this is Ame's farm, it's also XM killing another one of these helm creeps. It's been a really, really good answer so far, it feels like, in a way. He's still a bit behind, though, in terms of the net worth for the Slardar.
Well, it is time for the next objective of Dota 2. Kind of gonna Tormentor.
The Tormentor gonna go down. And easily picked up for PVision. 9 class now having access to the Depth Shroud.
Oh, good.
and that's the one that really can start to make things difficult to play around.
Because he wasn't annoying enough already, so that's
Is he
great.
Get another one? Oh, no, he's not going for it on XM. Working towards that BKB.
Yeah, this tier 1 tower is still very healthy in the mid lane right now for PVision. That's a helpful one to have. Keep this big forward vision on the map right now.
So, one other thing that I'm a little bit concerned about for the side of XG is that I believe this is Terrorblade most of the way towards a butterfly at this point. And Troll is still queuing up into a BKB after the Manta.
Yeah.
There could be some timings in here where Satanic is very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, the high armor is annoying enough, but paired with evasion, plus the additional bonus armor he's going to have from Butterfly fully completed, it's going to be a bad time.
See if there are any changes that come up with the build, or if Ame is just going to have to stick to it. In the meantime, Lycan also gets an AC. Man, this timing is going to be nuts.
Yeah, it is a very powerful timing. Butterfly plus AC. You have this Depth Shroud. XXS is trying to counteract it by getting the Shard finished up on the Undying. So maybe if someone is, you know, in trouble, he can try and get a big save onto that during the kisses, during the coil or something.
Man, for both of these teams, a win here would just be so huge for them. And guaranteed moving on, and obviously a ton of love within the crowd from both of these orgs, as we've heard multiple times throughout this event. But very much one of those windows right now where PVision, if they can find the right fight, feel like they can really put the screws.
Kala's put a crazy ward down here. This big aggressive smoke. Trying to catch up to X-Nova.
X-Nova underneath a ward, TPing out, and does manage to escape. Out they go. So 3-3.
XXS. He's going to walk away from the team as they're going to smoke up here. Kind of shadowing Ame a little bit. Maybe hoping that PVision are going to think about contesting him. Crowd is generating power here with the wave.
Oh, we do have a little wave going through the crowd a little bit as well. Oh, wait.
A little bit of hydro power here, trying to help out. I like this. This is good. And they will take down that tier 1 tower. It's you know, it's kind of painful. I'm not gonna lie to you, to smoke for that, unless it gets a kill in 9 class. Not quite, because so they basically smoked to kill a tier 1 mid.
Yes.
Which doesn't feel great versus Slark, Lycan Wolves, couple Helm of the Dominators. You really need these smokes to make your way across the map. But it does open things up a little bit more and just create a little bit more mystery for PVision, so they don't have this giant beacon of knowledge in the center of the map.
Yeah, you got to take that one out as quickly as you can. A tough situation now, again, for XG. If they want to try and make another move, it feels like every time they're just completely scouted out immediately.
And that's the
full butterfly.
Butterfly and the finished BKB. That's what I was trying to figure out if that was done too for no one. That's a powerful timing. So if they want to kill this puck, it's going to come down to XM, right? That's pretty much it.
Oh, and 9 class hunting around, spots X-Nova. Can he push him to the low ground with the effect? No, not going to happen. So X-Nova in some trouble, going to fall here. And the area in which XG is allowed to play grows smaller and smaller.
Yeah, still just holding meta right now in Satanic, but I mean, he's got the Demon Seal. That's what's so nice about the Shard, right? Just use that for your smaller pushes, but when like the big fight comes, you can fully commit with meta.
The butterfly pushes. We saw 2 games in a row of it with that Medusa in the last series from Ghost. Is Satanic going to be able to replicate a similar type of strategy? Get butterfly, walk down lanes before there's an answer.
Jeez, they just really ignored XXS, huh?
Oh, yeah.
They just had no cares for that guy. He's walking up, throwing Yeshiva's guard out. They're just like, you are so not worth it, man.
I mean, they see Ame there underneath some wolves. So understanding that he's in the area, are they going to try and mount any type of a defense here? XXS steps forwards, throws out some decays, a quick little jump through, a stun onto Satanic, maybe a chance here for a fight.
Okay,
do they want to jump onto Satanic though, really? Slowly, steadily, Static Storm down, now a hit, a few more, but they don't have any vision, they can't find him! This walks away!
Little Depth Shroud save there.
Oh no! Can't get on top of him, and now, with kisses raining down, they're not doing a ton, only Disruptor has gone down so far.
That was not looking good for PVision either, right? You see that ulti come out, you're like, oh, they've done it, right? They jump in, Satanic's getting low, but then just
9 class.
able to back it away with 9 class. There's a reason this is his signature support hero.
We did see that Leshrac ban that the panel was talking about that could have been a solid fit for this, taken away in that final stage. You think about how different this game could have looked if they were able to get a hold of it.
It feels like there's no winning, though, because it also just feels awful to commit so much in your draft to this thing.
Yes.
It's like roaming 4, you know? You have to think about all these other matchups that are happening in the game.
There's a reason that he excels on his heroes. So, another couple of towers taken. There's still one more tier 2 tower on the bottom lane that XG are trying to hold on for, and well, XM actually going to get jumped on again. Xingqiu is nearby, able to find a Hex onto the puck, but the Yule Scepter lift up. There's not an easy way out of this one. The crush, but the damage, it keeps on coming. Satanic with the amplified damage destroys XM.
Yeah, and with that meta pop right now, he is going to annihilate this tower. They're thinking about marching on here.
I mean, what's the answer? You don't have much on XG.
I mean, with an amplified damage, who could resist this?
I mean, this is an easy step up. And, you know, you think about other games. Where's the Magnus? Where's the tiny tossback? There's nothing here to defend this high ground right now without fully committing. The Tombstone is down. That's gone in an instant. XXS, no answers, and Satanic is too damn big. A full set of racks done, P-Vision. They are not playing for the late game.
No, and there's no chance of a chase down here either from the side of XG. They're going to be able to back away as P-Vision, reset, and 9class, he's going to know there's a ward here as well as he steps up there. But it just means that they can back away, reset, go to Roche, set up there. And the side of XG, they're just waiting, right? They're waiting for Amin to get these items to feel like he can maybe do something. And he's going to need the most perfect fight as Troll Warlord here, set up by his supports.
Can they do it? I mean, you're still looking for another couple items on Ame before he finishes off that MKB. He's going to have to go with just the Demon Edge now. And they are heading into an area that could potentially turn into a full fight.
All right, we'll see how does the Depth Shroud play out in this one. Maybe they can get 9class first. Maybe they get a Blink Hex onto this puck. Maybe that's how they start this fight.
I mean, they walk up there and they take the Watcher, and that immediately alerts P-Vision to the fact that they're in the area. Roche, 28 seconds until it's going to be back up again. And it looks like they're going to have to back away again on XG. Has a single smoke of theirs worked? Like, they haven't been able to get anything.
Well, they only have 3 kills, so it's... Hey, you know what? They got that tier 1 tower mid.
That's true.
Skelly Bros doing work.
It can't run away from you. Hit the towers.
That's right. As we have some Warpine Raiders here scouting out the pit. Friends, even on opposite sides of the battlefield. Truly a beautiful sight to see.
Well, Roche is up. And now the question, as XG, are you going to come and contest this? The Warpine Raider scouts them out, sees that they're in there, can start doing it. We're also only a minute away from Roche switching sides.
Lycan Wolf is running through them, though, right now.
I mean, oh, it's so hard to make this happen. There's a disarm. Ame is on the other side of the freaking world right now. He's not getting involved in any of this. He will TP now.
And they're smoking.
Okay.
All right, what's the start? Who are we going on?
An opportunity here. Shiva's Guard to show what's going on. Roche below half HP. XM jumps in. Gank the creeps. Surely it will take you to victory.
It is the least maneuverable unit.
It is so hard to get anything done.
All right, hold on.
Wait, he got it.
He's got the MKB in time.
Oh, they bought enough time, and Ame starts hitting, but no, the wolf is in there. They know about this, and now they start throwing the kisses. Ame, are you big enough? Are you bad enough? Can you take it down now?
Oh.
You disgusting fish! He got it, steals it away, and only they can look on in shame.
Oh, he's still alive.
He's not even dying. Ban this hero. I don't want to see it anymore. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's a wise man once said, that's a hard fish to find, Lyrical.
Oh, he's so good.
Even his teammates know how good. Just tip, tip, tip.
And of course, the damage coming in from the whole rest of the squad. 3-8, 16,000 gold lead.
I can't carry on after this.
Oh no!
After seeing that snatch, like if I'm X, that's me. I'm just XXS. Just take it.
Dead on the screen, and P-Vision ready to not just end this game, but break their spirits. P-Vision come in, completely destroy XG.
You know, there were some questions. Like, who's going to have the edge here this early game? You know, which team could run this game down a little faster than the other? Well, we got our answer.
Oh, yeah.
It was, in fact, P-Vision who very quickly, you know, there were still some chances there. You're like, okay, you know, they're looking for this itemization. Get the MKB. Maybe Ame can get that perfect fight. Troll Warlord, a hero that's obviously had some pretty crazy games so far. He's not doing too well today.
No, it has been a bit of a rough one for the troll picks indeed. And I think some of it is just this answer of these like agi carries that are coming in, buying a butterfly, and just walking high ground. And we've not seen answers to it. I mean...
oh, yeah, there they are.
Oh, they're ready. They're feeling it. The crowd is into it. Feeling the love for the P-Vision squad, and still a lot of games left to be played, but that was a statement.
There's still a loud segment over there. The XG fans, I know they'll be back. You know, game 2. There's, of course, some chance to regroup here, so we'll see what XG can try and find. I mean, they did change up, I would say, a little bit from their more common game plans. Like, again, they've had some faster games, but this one looked like they were really trying to hit something a little bit quicker, and it did not quite pan out for them.
Man, what a freaking amazingly dominant display from P-Vision as they take game number 1.
This was a slaughter, or rather, actually, can you even have a slaughter when the kill count is as low as it was? It was just calculated and cool, Kezu. This was just P-Vision in the driver's seat from the get-go.
Yeah, it was just very slow from like maybe even start to finish, right? But XG didn't really get to do what they wanted, like do well in your lanes. Didn't really happen. I would say P-Vision, they got everything that they wanted. They got the 9-class Slark, he got through the lane, the DM Lycan, he got through the lane, Satanic got to farm all the game 2 on his TV, so I feel like XG, they really fell flat in this game.
Yeah, I think XG's draft were very dependent on these lanes going well because that was their entry point into the game. That Lycan would have a slower timing, that they'd be able to play without their supports getting completely crushed by the Wolves, but every time they tried to go on this fuck, that Lycan just covered for him so well. He just ate that backline.
I mean, it feels like one of those games where if XG don't have any kills to their name, it never compounds to a little bit of tempo. A kill was a Roshan, a kill was a tower, a kill was anything, any purpose. That's the whole point of DoTA. And for P-Vision, the fact that they just kind of stall the game, chill, take the fights they want to take, reset, it makes it so much simpler. Like when you look at Puck, Slark, Snap, Lycan, Terribly with Illusions, like every single hero has a way to wait for the fight because the lanes are always shoved.
9-class is such a nuisance, this game. Like, we're watching, and I'm just looking at this Slark in all of these highlights, but he was just running circles around them, he was dewarding, he was drawing attention, he was forcing spells, he was pushing himself out of kinetic fields. Like, he showed us why so many teams just hate playing against his Slark and why they've been banning it for so long.
Yeah, and he also did the cool Treant or the Iron Branch play against Disruptor that you mentioned. He would be already ready for everything.
Yeah, and here they also, like they did the Dominator, he had his creep in the pit that showed them vision without Extreme Gaming being able to see the Wolf, and you'll see later his entire team is tipping him because not only did he do that, he jumped in, he snatched the Aegis for his team. I mean, likely they would have won without this play too, but this was really like the nail in the coffin. And I'm a little bit worried for XG because I like the idea of this Disruptor and the Troll. You play fast, you try to shut down the Slark, which is one of his weaknesses. But even that, it didn't damage them at all. They just fully free-farmed in their offlane.
Already we see from the stats, right, XSS, right, a statement offlaner that we've been praising a lot so far in both the Road and the playoffs. What, 0-3 there on the Undying?
Yep.
Like, you first pick the Undying, it feels reminiscent of Nigma. They first pick a Nature's Prophet, the draft kind of comes crumbling down, the Prophet becomes one of the problems. Undying is the first pick, and down the line it's like, brother, you got 1 assist. It's like, imagine if this game you had the Mars or the Centaur, any other hero to facilitate the initiation, the fight, and you weren't hoping the fights around you. It's why P-Vision stalled out the game, right? Do you really want to run into a 15-minute offlane Undying? Of course not. Wait for 25 minutes, you can poke them, but when you want to break the game, you're already outscaling the Undying that never found the correct fight.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer for XXS to be on a different hero in the next game because I think you want to shut down Satanic. Like playing against Undying, it's very tailored what this hero is going to do. It's going to decay you in the lane, but he doesn't pressure you on the map because, yeah, I feel like P-Vision, they just got to do what they want. Play on the map. 9-class, very deserving MVP on the Slark. Did everything he wanted to do. Succeeded with it because this game, this was quite easy for P-Vision.
Yeah, it felt easy, and I want to know in how much, to a degree, this is very impressive for P-Vision, which it was, and I do not want to take anything away from that. But at the same time, I can just imagine myself being the meme and poking Extreme with the pick, do something. Is that unfair to say?
I mean, maybe a little bit, because I think like something happened in the lanes. I didn't quite get to see what happened, but their safe lane with Troll Disruptor not going this well, not being able to play through there, and also the Slark 4 making the first move to help no one mid to like pressure XM. I feel like there's a lot of things that didn't go how they had planned that then made it harder to then do what they wanted to do.
It's not like they lost lanes, they just needed them to go better because the lanes were even and then higher after they went to the jungle. Like suddenly Lycan was left to his own devices. He got that bot tower early. That whole part of the map becomes open. Like maybe they should have focused more on just playing bot and shutting down that Lycan, because when you look at that draft, that's probably what needed to happen. That's what created the issues with the map and the lane shove and not being able to take fights clearly. Like if your two supports are Disruptor plus Shaman, how do you make a move? How do you clearly take a fight when enemy Lycan's just going to eat you?
I mean, you can also do something if you got the Aegis, right? 9 class stealing it. Sorry, but there goes tempo as well, right? Like you take that gives you so much more.
Like this just going here, if you go to the draft, you wanted to shut down this Lycan, that's what you picked for, but look at the GPM, look at the net worth at minute 7. Lycan is about to have his helm completed, he's 600 gold ahead of the Troll. Like this is what, Troll and Disruptor, they want to win their lane, they want to play forward, you want to go through the gate to your offlaner. We didn't see any of that. So PVision did some really cool stuff in the early game, they must have, because otherwise you don't have this net worth in this matchup. It is impossible.
I mean, we heard how confident
Just better.
How confident Disini was in his Lycan players. Like, you'll see why we have the superior Lycan player. And I think XG are going to think to themselves, let's not give this hero away. It's creating too many problems. Shutting down lane is not enough. We might not even do that, if anything.
Yeah, and then Kezu, there was one moment where we already thought it was going to be over before that last Roshan fight, when we did see PVision pushing high ground for the first time on that bot lane.
Yeah, I just do want to show like how nicely they do it. Of course, they are up 10k gold, but so the thing is, it's just such a low kill game. Like it's 3 versus 6, but you have the amplified. Like look at all the buffs. You have a Solar Crest, you have an AC, you have the Thunderhide hiding below, and everyone else they're just making sure. Satanic, he just pushes on his own. He even puts an illusion. Give yourself the vision. So if you're Extreme Gaming and you find yourself in this position, like what do you like? Look at this tombstone. You can just feel the frustration. You just pop it in front. I mean, Satanic, he's just gonna snag it up. They take the 3 racks and they chill and go back. So if you're Extreme Gaming, this is the type of moment that you cannot let have happen like this easily. You need to do better early on in the game.
Yeah, that was some free real estate coming out for PVision. And it does make me wonder that if a game happens like this, and it's, in terms of kills anyway, a stalemate, what do you do? Because someone is going to get ahead from farming, and do we feel like already Extreme knew that they were getting out-farmed T-Gov? Was it the nature of their draft, potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I've already mentioned the Undying, but if you want to have a stalemate game, you need to make sure that at the point in which the stalemate breaks, the fight is easy to follow through, right? With a Lycan, you have the backline, the puck, you have a jump. Undying, it's like, you need kills to feel good. So, again, I want to repeat it. Extreme, coming into this next game, I don't want to see them first pick an Undying. I don't want to put themselves in this position where PVision can identify that a Slark and map play means you will overcome the aggression. Like, Undying's very predictable, very strong, but predictable. You cannot be this predictable. It felt kind of easy mode for PVision in the draft.
Maybe a big part of that also is just having XM on Slardar mid. He is one of the best Slardar mid players. We've seen him play it a lot over the years. But when you think about the heroes he's typically played, that he's shown on this tournament, it's like the Queen of Pains and the Leshracs. He has carry ability, he has pop-off ability. He's not just there to enable his troll or set up kills. He's something that can get a rune, rotate to XXS's lane, make pressure on that enemy safe lane, open the tower. His hero just did not allow him to do that in this game.
Yeah, and we must remember that for this first game we had, it was Extreme that had first pick. They went for the Undying. The answer coming out from PVision was the Slark. And we thought maybe Extreme's got good plans to deal with this hero, but it seemed like 9 class had quite the field day. Isn't that right, Purge?
That's right, Shearer. Yeah, he had a really good game for sure. Fantastic game for Slark. This was a hero that was very popular with him 3 or 4 months ago. It actually got the hero nerfed, but what the main little refresher for what it does, you get vision. Now you know when people can see you, basically using a buff on your little bar, so it's very easy to kill observers. And what this basically does is it makes it very hard for high-level players to predict where their opponents are going to be, because normally they have a little bit of ward vision at least, and that ward vision is going to make sure that they can protect their heroes, they can have efficient farming patterns, that they die less, that they get more kills. All those things really combine to big advantage. And 9 class can basically play really aggressive for most of this game because of Dark Pact. Here's that really cool Static Storm kill that they had against him. This should be a 100% surefire kill, but what he does is he puts himself at the edge of the kinetic field, and then he puts a tree basically right here, and because he was on this spot, it forces him out. It's one of the only ways to get out of this ability, so very difficult to do, but the fact that he got out of this and stayed alive means he's still on the map, getting farm, getting gold, creating Helm of the Dominator creeps. I don't even focus on his Helm the Dominator in these creeps and in these clips, because this whole time he's using it to doubly scout. He can go spot for heroes. He's going to use the nice puck orb with some vision to get an observer orb here. This means that now Extreme Gaming have to make more risky initiations to go into the Roche Pit, because they don't necessarily have vision of how close it is to dying. That Centaur dies before it gets close. So ultimately, P-Vision just gets advantage after advantage, knowing that they're going to be able to start the fight on their terms. In this case, Slark escapes once again. Just a cascade of things that are really, really effective for P-Vision. They even get the shard, luckily, which worked out extremely good as the game continued. But before that, take a look at this map right here. Look at the vision that they're forced to play with. Extreme Gaming basically planting these wards. These are the ones that all these 2K MMR players plant when they're losing the game. Not high-level players, but they felt they had to do it this game because there's a Slark. He's going to be able to find those wards if they're somewhere else on the map. They're not going to be able to protect them, and then they don't even get ward vision anyways. So very, very difficult for them to play, but definitely the most crucial fight, I think, was this one here, where they got the BKB finished on Troll. They jump on Satanic on the Terrible, and take a look at the vision from Extreme Gaming side. There's the Hex. They're going to do his full Static Storm and a Kinetic Field, and they go on him with BKB Troll. But that shard from the Slark just makes him completely invulnerable during this time period. So they get a full disengage. The full BKB is wasted on 2 of their cores and all of their ultis. Just a really catastrophic team fight, all because P-Vision Slark did such a good job this game.
Thank you very much, Purge. That seems like I have a very easy solution, Kazu, for the upcoming ban Slark.
I mean, it is a problem,
Surely.
right? Because you have to ban so many other heroes too. But I love the clips because it just shows you that there's so many things that it's hard to spot as a spectator, but you can feel it in the game. You know your wards are dying. They have TV illusions pushing. There's a Dominator here. There's a Slark taking out all your other wards. So for the next game, I think for XG, they need to find an answer for this Ghost push. Maybe you take it yourself or combo it with having a Playmaker on XXS in the offlane, because something needs to change.
XG are a structured team, right? Slark is the best hero to break a structured team. Just ban it. Easy.
Yeah. Then we're going to find out what they're going to ban, of course, in the game that is upcoming. But before we are going to watch game number 2, we are going to watch another short film contest. Contestants, it is time for Dream Team.
Victory.
Thank you very much for that one. Another contender, of course, will be keeping them coming the whole weekend. And in the end, we will be having a champion, the best one. I hope you have your favorite one in mind already. In terms of this series, we had our favorite in mind. And I think it was a little bit split in the panel, which normally insinuates, okay, the series might be fairly even, T-Gov. That was a grim look for game 1.
Yeah, pacing is just critical. And I think P-Vision, they were a little bit, it felt slower maybe in the road. And at least in this first game, it has shown that they've changed that a lot. Maybe Extreme weren't expecting that. They weren't expecting P-Vision to be as fast-paced on every hero. And when I say fast-paced, I don't mean kills, just to be clear. I mean the speed in which they scale to which you don't really want to fight them. Right? Because again, you might think, oh, it's only 6 kills in 20 minutes, but the way that P-Vision just choked the game out with, Purge highlighting the Slark, the way that they didn't overplay their hand, these are the things that stop Extreme ever feeling comfortable. And we've identified multiple things, right? It's the mid Slardar, it's the offlane Undying. There's very clear things to improve on for Extreme.
mean, I underestimated, because I favored XG going into the game. I think I heavily underestimated the ghost push and what is going to happen if you don't do well early on in the game. So that's what I feel like. I don't know, Effie, do you feel like there's something else that we missed that they should change for this upcoming game?
I mean, for XG, I think they just need to draft teamfight as well. There's no way. It was a very one-dimensional draft, which works if your dimension happened, which was you stomp the lanes, you shut down the Lycan. If that doesn't happen, what's your re-entry into the game? They didn't have that plan B. And I think making a plan B is quite simple because they have really wide hero pools on their players. It's not like they're one-tricks on XG. Like, instead of having a Slardar mid, all of a sudden you can have an incredible damage dealer in Leshrac, for example. Instead of having an Undying, what if you have a Centaur who can set up kills for you earlier on? What if you have a Mars who can play with the Leshrac?
Yeah, and
just go down that path.
And even with developing that, when you think about the bans, we spoke about, Slark ban, Monkey ban. Imagine in a lot of those clips that we saw, or if there's a Monkey support there, without the Depth Shroud saving the Terrorblade. Like, the game's so different, because as much as we hype Slark up for the Vision game, the save is insane.
Yeah.
Like, unless you have AoE damage and a way to burst, again, like a Leshrac or something, that has to be respected.
I also think the Lycan is a big problem. Like, this hero to me was the really big problem here because it stopped so much of their potential playmaking. Like, I mentioned it a few times already, so I feel like I'm really being annoying about this point, but when your supports can't comfortably enter a fight and disable heroes for you, unless you have disable coming from anyone else on the team, you can't make plays.
Yeah, it also hurts you twice as much when you actually pick to shut him down, but then in the game he's like, no you, he's like top net worth, you lose the lane even though you're supposed to win it. Because yeah, this is not the type of game we usually see from XG, but at the same time, I have to praise PVision, like also for their bans. I believe Mars was taken out early on, like maybe also forcing like something else happening. And I believe the Leshrac was also last phase banned. That is a hero we did want to see. So if you're XG, maybe you need to up your priorities on a couple of these heroes. Maybe you 18 pick those. Try to get it early in the draft before it can get banned out. Because yeah, I'm just looking for a new game to also make sure that, they should feel still very great, like the way they got here. They're an incredible team. So show it to us in the next game.
But they have been in this position before, right? Against Spirit, they had the same style of game where it was kind of low kills, Spirit kind of hit that stride, shut them out, and then they adapted and they won the game free to win the 2-1 in the series, right? So it's not as if this is the first time a dominant team has been winning every game and then, wow, a slap in the face, wake up, right? Like, they've been here before during the tournament, so I am expecting them to have the correct adaptations, and of course we'll have to see it in the draft.
But what adaptations are you creating? Because one of the points that we were making was that PVision, they have a lot of different styles. If you're adapting to their Ghost Push style, their Vision style that they played last game, they could bust out easily one of their cheese drafts.
I mean, in the time they have, minus Slark, everything's unplayable. That's how I see it, because again, you don't have time to adapt to everything. But with how much you've done, like how regimented they are as a team, if you have Slark on the enemy team, you're asking to lose. Like, XG will never beat this hero. The way that I see them playing and the map state, if XG play into Slark, I just don't see them beating it.
Well, this is where experience might come into play for XTREME. I'm sure there's been plenty of talks on how to adapt in game number 2. Of course, PVision only one win away from being top 3 here at the International. Let's see if they can do it, or let's see if XTREME has been able to figure out what to do next.
XTREME Gaming versus PVision. Game 2.
This time around, we did change it up a little bit. We got XTREME still on the Radiant side, PVision on Dire, but first pick going the way of PVision, and that means XTREME Gaming gets overall last pick, and we do have some adaptations. Slark left in the pool, by the way, but we do have a change up with the Monkey King making it through. This was one of the bans that XTREME went for in the previous game. They get their hands on it now, and an answer coming with the Disruptor from XTREME.
They looked so good on their Monkey King yesterday. They played it 4, and it's very similar to Slark in that it will provide vision. It's going to buy that helm, give you that ability to push lanes, and also just roam the map early on. And if I was going to pick a hero that's more problematic between the two, right now I would say it is Monkey King, because the flex to core that exists on Monkey King is much stronger than the flex to core that exists on Slark.
Based on the draft position as well, opening with Monkey King is stronger in position. Like, you want to react with a Slark, so I can see why, because XTREME is second pick, they didn't ban out the Slark. I fully respect that. They might, again, down the line, but based on this, it makes full sense that Monkey's available.
I would also say that both teams should be happy, because like you're saying, Monkey King is the same archetype, and I agree with the flex, especially against XM. Sure, he has a couple heroes that would be good against the Monkey King mid later, but you can also ban us out with the Leshrac again. We touch on it. This hero is very strong. Would like to see that on him, but I still like that they do go back for the Disruptor. like it is still the idea of what you want to do against PVision. It's still there. I feel like there was something in the lane and some of the execution where PVision just really had their number. So the fact that they run it back, I'm happy with it.
Will XG respect Lycan with the single ban they have available?
Yes.
I hope so. I mean, they could have this idea to run maybe Disruptor plus Ursa instead of Troll, because Ursa will play on an earlier timing on that Troll, and they won't be locked into farming for 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah. No, I like the point of banning it. I believe it's also somewhat set up. You did take out the Beast and the Enigma in the first phase. From their side, they do only have one ban that they're able to throw in on this stage, so you kind of set it up to be able to only put it on the Lycan to secure your lane.
They also pick out a phase.
Just kidding.
So potentially they want to get their hands at... No, and they don't. They want to get the Storm Spirit. Potentially that can be an answer to a dog that's running wild.
Catch and lockdown is always nice in a draft, and we've seen how a lot of the Spirit heroes, if you have the player that wants to play them, they don't care about picking it blind, right? And here it is. You have the catch to pick off the team fight. Sure, pacing, PVision can still run at you whilst your Storm's coming online, but they have the team fight that we want to see from XG.
So just want to quickly point out the heads-up ban of the Meepo by XG, because there is an ET ban on the side of PV in that first phase. And ET, when you ban it, you're typically saying that, oh, I might consider picking Meepo, or I might be considering picking Chen, because those are the heroes that he typically counters. So instead of it banning Lycan, they're just like, you know what, we're not getting cheesed here. We're taking Meepo out completely.
No, I like it a lot. And this hero has looked very scary in the right hands, right, of specific carry players. You have Satanic, obviously he plays it very well. I like the Pugna pick quite a lot here, like when people get glimpsed in, you want to save them. Also, Net Award, super good against these two heroes, so you keep yourself topped off. So for PVision here, you kind of want to decide. I would assume you just kind of jam your mid hero here. You see the Storm matchup, I would say you know what's coming. Make it easy and simple.
Let's say this is your 4 and 5, right? The Monkey being 4, the Pugna being 5. You've got Pugna with Decrep and Life Drain. You've got the Monkey with the Boundless Strike Shard to be able to jump out. If Storm gets onto a support, if you don't kill the Monkey, he's jumping out. If you don't get the Pugna, he's going to Life Drain something or Decrep himself like this. These two supports aren't instant food for the Storm Spirit. Like, they're making the game somewhat complicated.
Secondary jump with the Storm would be nice, or just some kind of follow-up range damage to make sure that they're not in that situation where they can re-engage.
Yeah, we've seen how they played both Invoker and Monkey King with first item Dominator. So we are now already expecting 2 Helmet Dominators in this game for PVision. That will be lanes getting pushed out, and XG, they need to find ways to shove waves cleanly. Disruptor doesn't do it, Storm does, but you need at least, I think, 2 more heroes so that you're not forcing the obvious that one guy has to go and do it. Like, it needs to be your entire team naturally doing it.
I would say what we're looking for XG with what we've been saying too, in my mind, you want follow-up damage into your Storm jump, like maybe with the 4, GQ's hero could be what the Snapfire himself, or maybe a Hoodwink. I think there's something else you could look for, which is maybe SD, but I think your support duo isn't the greatest. I like Lycan a lot here. It's good against all these heroes. You rush Nullifier against the Pugna, good answer. You have the Global Howl in the nighttime also to make it easy for your Storm. I like what's happening here.
And then you get the follow-up damage from Hoodwink that just came out for that Storm Spirit. So when he is jumping this backline, they make sure they can kill the targets they go on.
I have seen this before.
Yeah.
If you're able to shutting down Lycan in the early game, it matters so much. Like, sure, you have 2 Wolves and a Dominator. Do you think Brood is going to care about this? You're all single target. So yeah, this pick is very nasty.
And normally when you have Broodmother, you kind of want to play away from her webs unless you're really strong. But now when you're playing away from her webs, you're going to be running into 2 lanes that are shoved into you. You then eventually push them out, and all that time, Brood will have that additional item, that additional kind of resource. So it is a really toxic lineup from PVision where the map play is just exceptional. It's what they're doing so well to make sure that they are, close to being top 3.
Maybe it's a little bit weird, but what would you guys think about actually putting Ame on the Lycan and you pick a new offlaner, like Magnus?
That can deal with the spiders a little better?
Or do you just put the Lycan in the lane, it's like, okay, bro, you do your stuff, you buy your helm, farm your jungle, and you give Ame, like, the absolute win condition?
I wouldn't mind a carry that could also just twin gate. So when Storm gets 6-minute room with a carry twin gating, you just collapse on the tower, take the tower with the Lycan, and then you can play more traditional game, but that is an option for sure.
I would personally prefer Ame just on a
You give him
standard
the
Ame
24?
hero. Yeah. Because a game comes to mind from recent times, but I believe it was the EWC and it was a Tundra game, and they were playing offlane Lycan versus a carry Brood, and we were worried about the Brood outpacing the Lycan, but the way that Lycan was able to play the map, it made it so that they were just trading map play, and eventually Tundra did get the win. So it's not like this Broodmother will completely catch the Lycan off guard. Like, both teams do have map play.
But if there ever was a time for it to happen, I think the Lycan flex to carry, Army taking it, like this could be the game. In all the other games, probably not, but they need a Brood answer. A simple one, not one where it's like you need level 12 and 3 items. It needs to be a early game answer to Brood that can then just follow them around the map.
What is an answer to Brood? Is it like, oh, I need cleave in a sense of like a Sven type? Or what kind of answers to Brood?
I would say you want like someone that can lock down the area of where the Brood is in, and killing spiders is kind of what you're looking for. It could be your Magnus. It could be an Alchemist with Acid Spray, Rushing Radiance. You play fast with your other heroes. It could be an offlane Tidehunter for all I care. Like just team fight building block.
It can also just be as simple as a strong laner that isn't dependent on high cooldowns, because Carry Brood takes advantage of high cooldown enemy lineups, because every time they're using these big spells, she's taking the entire map afterwards. She's just running at their team.
So what is the DM hero here? What do we feel like he wants to have? And I would say maybe someone that goes in. Sure, you have like your Brood. Satanic is going to be incredibly big. He has Alacrity. You have the map play. Maybe they could look for like a Centaur or a Tide themselves. What do we feel like he's looking for? I was kind of eyeing Phoenix, but it's banned.
Yeah, it's banned, yeah.
They need more reliable lockdown, I believe, for the Storm Spirit, because we're talking about the Brood and everything, but there is the issue of the Storm Spirit on the enemy team. If the game does go too late, your lockdown isn't there outside of a boundless. They just go for the Centaur. Gives you an early stun, gives you save as well.
They're going to be tanky so quickly. Like the first 2 items that every hero buys on PV is we are harder to kill in the fight and we want to fight. There's no hero that is, I need to scale, there's no battle furies, nothing like that. It's just all skirmish in these heroes.
I mean, what I see is you have the Lycan into safe, and if you want, maybe with a Magnus, you could go for the Arme Sven. You want the Brood answer. I don't really care specifically what exact hero is going to come out, but have high damage, maybe be a nice combo for the Wolf Bite, no matter what role the Lycan is in, and be able to also jump. Because right now it is all on your Storm, so Arme, I'm sure he's going to find the one.
Do you guys hate Lifestealer here? I feel like they can map play with Lifestealer and Fast Bombs. It's a good lane versus Centaur. The Rage is going to be very useful against the mischance from Brood. Also a free BKB versus Invoker.
Then there's no hero to stand in front of the tower when Brood comes online. When like two Dominators come down the lane plus Brood, Lycan has to kill the hero. He doesn't stand in front of the tower. Storm, Hoodwink, Disruptor. Like, there's no one right now going, don't worry, guys. The aggression's coming. I will weather the storm, and then you follow up after. Yeah, be it from an offlane or a carry pick, but that hero has to be able to take the fight to PV at the towers.
Yeah, I would like someone who can just like eventually take over the area. Like when Lycan says, okay, I'm not touching this offlane, I'm gonna jungle. Someone's like, okay, when there's a lot of spiders, like I can take it over. Radiant Spire, whether it be your Sven, Alchemist, like whatever. Because for now already, I feel like XG are set up nicely to give themselves like more kills on the map. You have more playthrough with your 2 supports, because last game, I think Jinkyu, he ended the game with like 1-1-1. This is not a stat you want to walk out of with on the stage.
You could reference any XG player in this stats, don't you?
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one. We'll see if they have a better shot this game around with the last pick, Bristleback. Now, this is fitting into the category of you want someone to go in and stand there and take everything. Kind of does that job. How are we feeling? I know you're looking a little thoughtful there, Effie.
I think it's good. It's a good pick here. It's something that can play into whatever lane Brood is on. It's a low cooldown hero, which I was mentioning is very important. You can't really be cooldown dependent versus a Broodmother lineup. And with that BKB, it's going to be quite strong. So it definitely fits the bill for XG.
Okay, no, he's just going for the Feeding Frenzy facet. Because against big heroes that have regen, like Alchemist and Bristleback, you sometimes go for Necrotic to go for the minus HP regen. But I do think that Broodmother is just going to go for Feeding Frenzy and play normal. But that could have been an option.
Ame took Snot Rocket.
He might stick with it just because like maybe they're looking to play for, like minus armor is quite good against Centaur, and you have it from the Lycan too. Maybe he wants to play for more minus armor to then get more damage instead of having Seeing Red, which is what we traditionally see from the carry Bristle.
Oh, he switched, thank
yes,
God.
He did, yeah.
I was going to say, if he stayed on Snot Rocket, I was going to bet against him.
He would have been the first one playing Snot Rocket this entire event, but so far Seeing Red is selected. And the main question I have, we talked a lot about how PARIVISION, they look like they have got good tempo setting heroes. Can Xtreme answer this tempo? Do they have what it takes? Is it going to be similar to game number 1, or do we have an entirely different paced game on our hands, T-Gov?
A couple mistakes, and PARIVISION just fully run over the map. But at least they have an answer to Brood. Is Bristleback strong enough to be an Invoker as well, plus all the other layers? Like, Bristle is good to be Brood, but everything else, it's scary. This is still very scary for Xtreme.
I like their Game 2 draft here.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
they have good map play. I think they have strong timings. They also have a really great pick for XM, very different than last game. He can scale, he can do a lot in that early game. And they're going to have that nullifier on Lycan, which will go a long way this game.
I'm very happy that they just have more tempo that they can play through. Like you said, with the nullifier, with the other stuff, you have the bristleback. I like what XG have.
All right, let's see if we can make that game number 3 happen. It's all in the hands of XTREME, or potentially PVision will be your first top 3 team. Before we head into the game, we're heading to the stage where Slacks is standing by with Zawei.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shiver. Mr. Director, Badao, don't laugh, all right? I did it right. Okay. During the international, the road to it, we had very long games. It was kind of a drawn-out meta, and you guys excelled extremely well at that. That was a pun. But now, things have kind of changed. Faster games, different kind of heroes. How do you think the meta's changed, and are you guys going to be able to adapt to it for this game?
那八岛就是想问你，因为感觉在国际邀请赛之路上呢，当时很多场比赛时长都非常长，节奏也相对来说慢一点。现在到了这个正赛舞台上呢，就感觉快了很多，英雄池也有点改变。就想问你，你个人感觉是为什么，以及你们战队是否有做出适当的调整呢？
因为打到淘汰赛以后，队伍的实力就越来越强，然后大家的侵略性都越来越强，然后我们需要慢慢的去适应。然后这一场，所以我们选择一个 M1平时玩的不多的英雄来试一下。
Well, as we progress into the international, the teams are stronger and stronger, and every single team has their strengths, have their secret weapons, have their heroes that they specialize in, and it is something that we absolutely have to adapt to. I mean, this game right here, Bristleback, it's not a hero that Alme has been playing a lot recently, but we have to pick it just to react, to respond to what the opponents have.
Thank you. What thing did Dong, by the way? As I was watching your draft there, I did see that you let them get their classic support Monkey King and they had a Brood. You had a lot of issues to solve. Do you feel like you solved both of those issues with this draft?
那目前就是 PP 战队呢，他们也选出他们的玉母蜘蛛以及9 class 的这个大圣。那相对于就在他们的比比当中，给你们出了这两个难题，你觉得你们的阵容是否就是能够应付这些问题呢？
这些我们之前赛前模拟 BP 都讨论过，然后不管是蜘蛛还是米波这些英雄，包括他玩的听歌，都是我们都有聊过的，所以也在做针对。
Definitely, I mean, we are very prepared for some of Satanic's unique heroes. His Broodmother, Meepo or Thinker, we've all prepared for it. We've considered the possibility, so I think that we're pretty ready for this.
All right, thank you so much, Jit. Thank you so much, Mr. Director. It is an honor as always, and we'll get right in that game.
Thank you so much, Slacks. Indeed, a lot of questions coming out right there as we get into this game number 2, Trent, and it is an unlikely pick that they run at the end, that they had to do at the end, an Ame Bristleback.
Yeah, as you just heard said in the interview there, he's only played it 16 times in his career, which, I mean, for Ame is not a whole lot. The guy's played a lot of games of Pro Dota. And last played it 4 months ago, but yeah, it's a response, right? It's what you have to do. You have to find some sort of an answer to this Broodmother, or you're going to have yourself a very bad game. Back in the day, you used to have to run them in the same lane, was the idea, because the spiders used to come out so much earlier, but these days the spiders don't come out until level 6, so we might see this rotation where XXS starts farming elsewhere, and that's where you'll see the matchup where they'll start just like forcing Ame into the direction of Satanic. But, there's other concerns throughout this game, right? We've seen the Broodmother already. We've seen how it's very effective at shutting down this Helm push. So when you go for this early Lycan, this has been a very solid answer that PVision have already used before.
Well, and furthermore, there's this other problem, and we saw this during that road to the international playoffs where PVision were kind of backed up against the wall, were trying to find a big win, and they ran this Invoker with the Broodmother in response to the Lycan and just completely ran over the game. It's sort of insane how quickly this zoo formation starts building up and taking down your towers, especially because they even have the Monkey King building a helm in these games.
Yeah, and then they just went on a tear, right? They played I don't even know, I think it was 5 out of 6 games where just now no one Invoker. He just started playing Invoker every single game after that, win or lose. So he's definitely gotten his practice in so far this event on the hero.
I will say that it is going to be a little bit of a different look this time, as it's XG with the Lycan scouting out everything and making it harder to find an initiation or an opening, as XM also on a hero that he is very comfortable with, the Storm Spirit, playing out of the mid lane, going up against no one.
He's also shifted, at least from some of the games that we're watching, in terms of the facet as well. He's gone for the Galaron using the Exord rather than the Quas build that we had him doing in some of the games previously with the Ice Wall build up eventually.
Early TP. Oh, 9 class trying to make something happen maybe up top here. Is it?
That tree's looking a little suspicious over there, I gotta say.
Yeah, they see him. So that is not going to turn into anything, I don't think.
This is the life of DM, you know? You just, your monkey, he just leaves, but you're a center war runner, right? There's a reason they picked this hero. I think it was a great pick for the game. Don't die immediately as I'm saying that, but it just gives them a little bit more control. It gives DM someone who is sustainable, survivable. You can at least get something at this laning stage, and you're going to open up a lot of opportunities for 9 class to do 9 class things. And in this case, he's going to give a little back to DM. You know, sure, I left for a little bit, but I'm going to make a nice little double wave for you. And it's going to come to that tower. I got you covered, big buddy.
Yeah, that actually is pretty nice now. So this at least ensures that the waves are shoved out a little bit more than they would be otherwise. Now, Xnova does have some ways to play against this. With the Glimpse already online, will force back the tree, dodges the damage at the point it landed at. And even if he dies right here, which I don't think 9 class is going to, it still is going to be fine because it will be a double up wave that shoves to the tower.
Yeah,
so
I thought he was going to go for the shove. He just draws the line, says, I'm coming. I'm doing the long walk, buddy. I'll meet you there.
Another thing that is very frustrating to play against as Ame, but as a bristleback, he might try and go and connect this, and this would be a big problem for DM. They're pulling the wave already over, and he is going to draw at least one away. So this is not easy.
Yeah, modern problems require modern solutions here. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Has the wave pushing underneath the tower, and Ame thinking about, do I go into a pressure? Do I hit all these creeps? Both are kind of nice.
Everyone is like slightly better at dealing with this thanks to all the helm creeps.
What is happening? They're pulling this one over. They don't draw aggro onto the creeps, it looks like. Oh, wait, no, the creeps re-aggroing? Okay.
I think 9... Oh, my God, he stacked it, too. That is just gross. I can't believe he stacked that camp while doing that. 9 class is truly miraculous.
Very fired, but not going to be brought down. No one does not have Sunstrike invoked. Could go for it. XingQ trying to play aggressively forward. Does he have enough damage? It doesn't look like it. So with 4 stick charges, no
3
one was
seconds.
safe. Wait, he scanned?
No. It's too late.
Okay.
Yeah, it is way too late.
That doesn't feel great, though, for XM, having to walk all the way back to base there. 9 class. Hurting. Dropping low. And with the glimpse back, Xnova gonna draw first blood, taking down 9 class.
That's 2 games straight, I believe he's gotten that first blood.
Yeah.
So another good start for Xnova. But he's, not going for the tree play this time, I noticed.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it, Thought it wasn't quite worth it. The branches are a little more valuable in the early game. Doesn't want to give it up quite yet, perhaps. Be an expensive death if you die while also losing one of your branches.
Yeah, true enough.
All right, so, Helm Watch here. We got, 3 coming out, I believe? Sound right? We're going to have 1 on 9 class. Oh, sorry, it'll be 4, right? Because it'll be 1 on 9 class, 1 on no one, 1 on DM, and then 1 on XS.
Do you think Ame gets one? I don't think so. Oh my god, Ame's going for a Battle Fury on Bristleback, actually. That is not something you see every day.
Modern problems, modern solutions.
Oh, Satanic in the meantime gets dove.
All right, there. We love to see that. Little squish on the spider.
Able to take out Satanic early is something that you definitely want to see if you are an XG fan.
They're coming alive. I hear them. They're recovering after game 1. They say 2-0. That's like going to be half the kills of this game.
That's true.
We're already crushing.
They're ready. So the Wisdom goes over to XingQ, while down bottom it's going to be 9 class picking it up. Ducalis spots Xnova. And that ward is immediately going to get taken out. So XG getting control of the vision here. And this is the benefit. Like, think about how many times we've seen teams just run at Ame and try and knock him out. You're not going to do that against a bristleback.
No, that's certainly true. That's, I mean, he's he's gonna be looking like a lot of his other games, though. I gotta say, he's gonna be in the same part of the map. He's gonna be farming, like he's going for this Battle Fury. He's gonna use it in combination with Seeing Red. He's gonna have all this big damage. It is an interesting way to do it.
But a little bit of a change-up, deciding to go through the gate now. And with the Disruptor nearby, this could be an easy kill. It looks like they're just going to make the move to secure the tower for the moment. We'll see if X-Nova is able to find and hunt down Satanic there. It doesn't quite look like it yet. So yeah, Ame just moves on in. Gonna take down this Tier 1 tower in the top lane, and this push that they're building, it's gonna be a little bit tough to deal with.
I mean, he's only gonna miss a couple creeps down here anyway. Still gonna get back for this next wave coming in, so not the worst rotation. Even if they did just abandon the tower, he kind of guarantees that's gonna happen. Snags the last hit on the way back in with the Quill Spray, and he'll just go chill back in his lane as 9 class tries to pull it in, but it's just more farm for Ame.
Now one, Helm done, Xingqiu nearby. With Ducalis also, and everybody sort of converging to this lane together, it doesn't look like PARIVISION are in a great position to fully come back and defend this yet. There's Wolves scouting all of it too.
Do we know who the best RTS player is in Dota 2? Like, are we aware? Should they be getting signed to a team soon? Like,
there's a chance.
That's really the stand-in we need.
Absolutely. All right, XM backs out, tower down to about a third HP. Every push does it a bit more. 9 class only level 4 on the Monkey right now. And are they going to make a push of their own? The Helmet's definitely possible, but it's hard if Bristle decides to TP in.
Yeah, he is the wall, right? He can just like pop on in, make sure stuff slows down. I mean, we're imagining some sort of an issue where perhaps he has to match up with the Broodmother, right? Where maybe Brood starts getting these kills at level 6. She's hunting down some individuals in her lane, but not quite there yet.
No.
As the wolf howls in the arena, XSS will continue his push into some spiders.
A bit of a gank set up here on bottom. Ame gonna stack up. Now, this dive underneath is pretty crazy if they go for it.
I think they need the Sunstrike.
Underneath the tower, Ame, do they decide to jump on him? The channel, there's a lift up Disruptor, the first one that gets gonna get hit, but do they have enough to bring down Ame? I don't really think so. This guy is hard to kill. And at the same time, while this is happening, wait, maybe a minute, fully surrounded by 4 heroes, Ame, they jump onto him now, trying to blow him up. Where's the TPs? Ame living for a while, but not long enough.
Yeah, I thought you might need Sunstrike, like if he got help, but they just decided it's a lost cause. They say, whatever, can't deal with it. Let's just take the mid tower instead. So he does get punished there on Ame, and this is likely going to continue into a push, you would think, on that Tier 1 bottom. Can't imagine there's going to be any sort of a defense now. So now we got to think, how do we hunt the spider again? 1 death so far on Satanic. Can they get another with the help of XM Storm Spirit? And of course, the ulti from Xingqiu will be the other part of that.
Does have a regen rune ready to go if XM gets wind of where that spider is at. No Orchid yet done, but is building towards it on Satanic. So something to watch for there, as 1 component is already completed. Still nursing this 2K gold lead. XG feel to be in the driver's seat a little bit in spite of that death on Ame.
Yeah, I think his Battle Fury is coming out right now, so not bad, right? You take that. 12-minute Battle Fury, obviously standard for Bristleback.
I am curious to see what the numbers are. Pretty sure it's the first time that's bought, but we'll see. 9 class tries to get out, and will be able to. If it's an annoying hero to play against, 9 class is going to be on it. You know that's true. And almost a full Helm of the Overlord as the gank onto the creep will be good enough. They take down the Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Xingqiu spots Ducalis, can't quite hit with the bushwhack there. A little bit too far away on the low ground, and Ducalis is the one that takes the Arcane Rune. Xingqiu in some trouble. They heal him back alive. It's not going to be enough to keep Xingqiu up, and instead it's going to be the Pugna trying to run away from XXS, but the hit's there. And it's enough to bring down the Pugna. Support for support.
Okay, just a fair trade there in the mid lane. They did indeed finish that tower afterwards as Ame backs away with his Battle Fury towards the Ancients. He just looks like he's playing Troll. Bought for the first time on this hero. For this tournament, shocking.
It's such a... I want to see what he gets next. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen, but he is the most net worth in the game right now, despite that earlier death.
I want to see a big Ancient stack with just the Seeing Red. Like, I want to see what it looks like when he just goes at it with his Battle Fury.
I mean, he's going to hit hard. It's a pretty cool hero for him, I feel like, in a way. So, still farming quite well. They are losing a little bit of the pressure that they had earlier on the top side of the map. And now 9 Class coming in to pick up some Lotuses for himself. It is going to be a Sanjin Yasha, indeed.
Yeah, he's going to go for the Sanjin Yasha, and the Howling Wolf, I imagine it's probably his responsibility on XXS to get the Nullifier this game, right? It feels like you're going to need one, right? Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with Decreps, and I'm sure there'll be some additional Ghost Scepters picked up after as well. Unless you're really confident in your ability to just purge people with a creep.
But a smoke up, and there is a creep here scouting for them while Brood tries to back away.
I mean, if XM jumps in here to an Orchid, this could be a disaster.
Thinking about it, goes Satanic, pulls him back in. No, that's the Orchid, but they get the glimpse. They got what they needed. Find the Brood with the Sunstrike, and then they stampede away. That is not the way that was supposed to go at all. They destroy the Storm, and, well, are they going to be able to fight into this? Satanic actually getting hit there by the Tendrils of the Deep.
Jeez. You know, sometimes the best defense is a strong offense.
That's right.
So you get jumped on, you just throw an Orchid and a Sunstrike and say goodbye to your mid laner.
Wow. A quick blow up and XM punished. And without that Storm, the entire rest of this engine does not function.
It's just like, it's a house of cards. It just falls immediately. Like, you all just retreat back to hitting neutral camps. The second Storm isn't able to jump on someone for you right now. You don't have the levels or the items on anyone else to provide that same ability. And XXS, you know, as kind of expected, because that's what he's been doing, he's going Auras. He's not going for that Nullifier, which is why I brought it up, because I didn't think he would. So I wonder just how much value you're going to get out of this Decrep this game when you've got Ame, who's, you know, now moving in towards a BKB next after this Battle Fury. He's actually abandoned the SNY, at least for now.
A lot of strange itemization that makes sense when you think about it a little bit. Storm Spirit now, after getting the Kaya, is trying to build into a Manta to help deal with the Orchid. That might be another first of the tournament for us, depending upon...
I think I did see someone else do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
We've had at least one.
All right, another Manta.
I want to say it was BZM, but I'm not sure.
That would make sense. 4-4, 15 minutes in. And a lot of questions about the direction of this game. I have no idea how these heroes are going to scale against each other as we get to the later stages. Everything is all funky now in Dota.
Yeah, still pretty close here.
Thank you, crowd. I appreciate that.
It is nice. I really like it. Yeah, thank you.
I think they get louder when it's nighttime. That's what it seems like.
And the more levels. Like, right now it's only 1 level on Howl. Just wait till it's 4. Like, it's going to get so loud in here. It's going to be crazy.
Werewolves of London. That's a great song.
Wrong
Glimpse
city.
back.
Maybe next year.
Chance. And a Boundless drop down with the creeps. Is it enough to find the kill onto Ducalis? It will be. But they also bring down X-Nova. And now Ame running in at 9 Class. The Wukong's command ineffectual and sad as Ame gets the double kill.
Yeah, not exactly the forte of the early game Monkey King support, is it? Not a very terrifying Wukongs to have to deal with there, but geez, no one, he cannot miss right now. 5-0-0.
He's killing it, man.
Nailing these Sunstrikes, and now 1,000 gold away from the Aghanims, which, well, that makes more Sunstrikes, Lyrical.
Oh, that's true. That's a lot of them.
That's a lot. It's a lot of damage, and he's got a little bit of help to set them up, too, with the Centaur.
Is going to depend upon that Centaur to find some good hoof stomps to really make it all work in concert, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen too quickly, because Centaur is going for a Crimson Guard. Finish the pipe first, has the Crimson queued up next. DM just wanting to be a big body.
This is why you have 9 Class, right? He's going to be giving vision.
Oh, hello?
Yep.
Goodbye? No problem.
Yeah, he'll be the one just like giving some vision, letting them know what's going on, and just going to rely on Stampede instead for initiation as XM jumps out of that one.
Good decision. And Ami standing right and running right into them. is going to have to deal with an issue there, which is the Quas Invoker. A lot of team fight out of him, and Ame pops the BKB, but he's already so low. Ame in trouble, tries to get away. Do they have enough to slow this down and keep Ame alive? Q throws it out. Needs a bushwhack to stop, but the hits, they keep on coming. Satanic can't chase anymore, and Ame knows the limits of his hero, apparently. Able to get away from this one. They decide to go back in. X-Nova off the side. Static Storm down. It only really catches onto one, and as the chase continues, trying to find this finish, the Sunstrike hits! Ame in trouble! Ame low! Ame, get out of there! Save Private Ame! He's got to run, but there's nowhere left to run! They get the finish off the back of another beautiful Sunstrike from no one.
It's just the confidence there from P-Vision. They just know they don't have anything to stop us. We can just keep on chasing. So many times that's the moment where it gets turned around on you. Like, they're going upstairs into a Bristleback who's already survived so much, and they just don't care. They recognize there's not enough damage here. They don't have an answer for us. We can just run them over.
Very strong performance. And again, it's still only 1,000 gold separating these two teams, but look at all these summons they have to deal with.
Because XM's getting like 400 gold right now as he kills summons in the mid lane. That's why it's so close.
That was 243 gold for killing 3 of those, so it is a bit of an issue for P-Vision. Keeping it close by virtue of feeding away gold. And the other thing was that, to me at least, Ame getting a bit too big for his britches there on the Bristleback.
Well,
you know, he plays against it all the time, and he's like, every time they do this to me, I'm fine. They're fine.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, now you can see he's the one who has to go for the Nullifier now.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I don't know, doesn't feel that great to me, I'm not going to lie. But someone has to do it, so he's going to be getting it. The problem is that you get bonus damage and movement speed per stack. You don't get attack speed. So, like, he's adding all this flat damage, you know, but it's not that threatening, you know?
Right.
Just as a count on what he's getting with the combination of Warpath.
Eventually, if we end up seeing XXS go towards an Aghanim Scepter, maybe that's something that can help with it. Already has the AC done on the Lycan, so...
I like this idea. If he's forced to go Nullifier, I think that's only fair that XXS buys the eggs.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh!
See, that's level 2. It's louder.
Oh, that's good. Very nice. No one getting in on the action, too. Smoke up. Many heroes heading up to the north side of the map.
XM showing mid as well, right? He's trying to sell that they are not coming to contest this.
Tormentor over to the side. They see the creep.
But he's waiting for the rune. All right, can XM get something to give them a good fight here? It's an illusion. That's not it.
A good thing to save the silence. The howl out. That signals their charge forward. DM already a little bit low, backing away in his Centaur form. 9 classes drop the Wukong's command that the wraparound is happening. XM jumps, finds CM. It's not always great to go on the Centaur at the start, but they don't have another great target. There's 9 class, turns now, wants to find something. Satanic hunting now onto the Disruptor. Can they chase down this bug? XXS getting controlled off to the side by DM. He's low, but they're trying to kill Satanic. XXS gets out. Satanic, not so lucky. Can they find more? XM, low on mana, can't break it. Yes, he does! 3 dead for P-Vision, and XG up the hill for the Tormentor.
Oh, finally getting themselves a win here as they head over to this objective. A Sunstrike will come through, but it's not going to catch anybody. So into the Tormentor kill they will go. XM goes right back to mid with 9 class lurking nearby. They might get themselves something here.
Low on mana, low on mana. XM in some trouble. Can he zip away? Get some separation, and with the TPs coming in, that stops the movement. Zincu already has...
Oh, Zincu.
Oh, Zincu, no! He's low! But can they kill off no one? With Ame here, they have enough damage, but do they have the control? The save is coming in, and the Sunstrike! Oh, XM almost dead! XM trying to get away, and XM is gone! It comes at a cost, but they do get the no-one kill.
Okay, they've still got a decent lead here, and now 9 class as well. This is going to work out well for XG if they still get this to the end.
Can he jump away in time? I mean, Ame instead chasing over Ducalis, just looking for a 2-hit, but P-Vision are getting away for the moment on the supports, the channel, but it's not going to stop the hits. Ame coming in strong.
All right, showing some signs of life here. They get the Tormentor. They get a little defense before eventually losing XM, but they're able to trade for a couple of kills, so it still comes out net positive for them. And it's Ame who's getting the lion's share of these benefits. Will he commit for the Nullifier? Is that going to be his plan here? And XXS for now going towards that BKB. Wants to have the ability to actually just like play through these engagements. And you imagine Satanic, thinking the same thing. After that fight, getting stuck inside the the static storm. He was almost able to fight his way out with the incapacitating bite in combination with going for the insatiable hunger, but it wasn't enough.
Well, some of that too shows the value of having these two really quick heroes in the Lycan and the Storm Spirit, and they were kind of able to pull the fight apart for P-Vision and just sort of isolate that Broodmother left alone. We'll see if they can do that again on XG as they are smoked up with 4. Ame showing on the lane as they head into the triangle.
They got lots of sentries, lots of dust to deal with this Glimmer, to deal with this Invoker. And they're just going to start out on Roche. Now, 9 class is nearby. Sunstrike comes in. Crowd howls. That's level 3. Good work. Good job. I'll tell you when it's level 4. Then you got to get really loud.
And an Aegis onto Ame as XG. They will lose the mid tower, but Ducalis is going to pay the price for this one. They even dropped the static storm down as they glimpse pull him back in, but Tornado is there. Sunstrike to follow. Damage out.
He's okay.
Oh, baby.
That Manta coming in clutch there. Ame now dominating as he walks away with a kill, an Aegis, and a Nullifier.
It's got to be frustrating, though, that that's the position 5. You're running him down trying to find that kill, and it's so difficult to make happen. That's true. They did make it happen. You're not wrong. I would just be angry.
Yeah, P-Vision, though, choosing to kind of take this slow, right? Like, I think ever since they decided to go for the double auras on DM, it's kind of what they've resigned themselves to, is the inability to actually go for any aggressive plays, really.
Right.
It's been pretty slow paced because of that. They don't have that Blink Dagger initiation. He's going back for it now, but it's still going to take a little while. And I think XG has done a good job of taking advantage of that, kind of forcing these objectives. There's not a great way for P-Vision to start these fights. And even though if they have these visions from like the Helm Creeps, the Spiders, they have their own vision with the Wolves, that they're able to just like find these good fights and take them. And also XM playing really defensively, playing around this Orchid really well.
Well, and I do wonder now that DM is, getting his way towards that Blink Dagger, how much that's going to change the complexion of these fights. Are P-Vision going to be able to get that backline jumped upon? Will we see a little bit better engagements for them? Because while XG is winning right now, they're controlling the tempo, they have this Aegis, they don't have a tremendous gold lead. It's not something that's insurmountable right now.
Important. It is level 4 Howl.
Oh, there you go.
So the next Howl needs to be really loud.
You guys ready out there?
I'm
Proud?
just saying,
Get ready for a big Howl. We
when
gotta
it
make
happens,
it happen.
I want to hear it really loud and proud, okay?
To be honest, they're better at hearing it when I am. They know. On the lookout.
Oh, and it's nighttime. That's a buff as well.
Oh, howl it up!
Oh, that's good.
The crowd is into it. 9 class goes down.
I think it's what's empowering these kills,
Ame jumped upon BKB, held. He has that Aegis still. Are P-Vision going to stick around, or is this going to be a quick snipe? It's like they're going to call it.
There. Now, of course, there had to be the question, though. At what point do we find a break? Right? Because it is a bristleback, and it is currently being worked on now by Satanic. Oh, sorry, I take that back. He's going Bloodthorn instead. He was leaning towards the Silver Edge, has decided against it. Because honestly, even without the break, he is falling pretty quickly, right?
Thank you.
Don't lose your voices now.
That's a good point. We got a long time.
Got a long day. It's every 16 seconds.
And to be honest, like the way these games are going, this is not going to be the last Lycan match that we see. It's going to be around for a while.
An unfortunate reality.
I do that with my dogs sometimes. They got all like...
They get pretty amped up.
I know, I love it. It's great. Sometimes. That's how you know there's still some of that feral blood in them.
Much like there is in XXS.
Absolutely. Oh! I need to stop. I'm gonna lose my voice.
All right, DM.
Thinks about killing the hero, realizes that's impossible, so instead tries to kill the Croaker. Now they turn on to the real hero, and with Ame here, they actually have enough damage. Forced to go for that Stampede, but the pullback in is there. Cataclysm ain't gonna happen.
I mean, he is just on an island. Absolutely no one nearby right now. As 9 class is being very annoying.
Just trying to be a tree. Don't mind me.
How well do you know your minimap?
You know what that is, too? That's like... It's like he got that huge Aegis steal before, and now he's trying to do it again. He's like, I just got to make it happen. I need one more.
He's going to have to wait a while, though.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a bit. He's just, scouting it out for next time. That's what's happening here.
no, what if he got a quelling blade, cut the tree, and stood in its spot?
Oh, I like that.
You know,
That's
really
good.
just sell it, you know? Some good cosplaying.
I mean, that could win you the game. You never know.
I mean, he's got the inventory for it. The guy, he just buys one item at a time, you know?
That's true.
Speaking of which, I believe his defusal is done. Once he can eventually get back to his side of the map to meet up with his courier, who's just sitting under the tier 2 mid. And that could become an issue for Ame, potentially. Although, his mana pool is all right at this point. It's almost up to 1,000.
Yeah, it's true. It's a strange one in a way, because you also have a lot of, activatables later on. I mean, I guess it's just mainly right now the BKB, but regardless, Blink Dagger is completed now for the Centaur. Oh, always so nice. Love to hear it. Satanic underneath a wolf.
All right, well, we're at 28 minutes.
Yes.
We've got, 14 more kills than last game. That's cool. Something like that. No one's really feeling too aggressive right now, Lyrical.
That's true. And we might just be waiting for the next Roche. If something happens, we'll let you guys know. But in the meantime, I want to hear from the crowd. How many out there think that XG is going to take this and we're going to Game 3?
XG fans? Ooh.
All right, now out in the crowd, how many think PVision is going to close this one out? I think they won 3 games. I feel it.
It's pretty even, I gotta say.
It is, honestly. I think people just like making noise. That's where the howl comes from.
That's fair. Yeah. You're not, yeah. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was the loudest cheer of them all. They just love Lycan. You picked the perfect TI.
Yeah, you can do a good one if you're a Lycan fan, that's for sure. Ame's looking to change the game. He's going for the Abyssal Blade. He's almost got the recipe done. That, moving into an engagement, plus the Blink Dagger on DM. We got a couple different ways that these can now start. PVision, again, they're starting to play the Vision game, right? You're trying to battle up against this Lycan. You've got the gem.
Oh.
This monkey.
Satanic? Okay, no, they're just ganking spiders.
And remember, that still has 9-second BKB, so you don't want to waste this on anything too bad.
I think back to, again, that interview that we had this morning with Tundra going out and talking about this idea of what these top teams are doing, which is either taking risks or not taking risks.
Yeah.
And it feels like both of these teams are very risk averse right now, not wanting to give anything up for free.
Yeah, you want a lot of knowledge before you go in. Because even though they look kind of crazy game 1 on PVision, it wasn't really risky because they knew everything. Because they had all the vision, right? And right now, when they can get their vision and feel confident like this, they're very happy to step up. Alacrity Spider, look at this. Oh my gosh.
We're in daytime, tried to Manta dodge, doesn't happen, but does get pulled out. Now Glimpse back, in some trouble, jump forward, XF, trying to make things happen. Ame also hitting now onto that Spider, but all of the heals coming out from Ducalis, it stops the action in its tracks.
XSS is ready to chase though, he wants this.
5 heroes, all grouped together for PVision. Do you run in with Ame? Is it a bit too scary? They're going to hit creeps, kill creeps, still looking for heroes. DM there, glimpsed about 20 units.
Look at how they're just planting DM up front, right? He's just sitting at the top of these staircases, daring them to engage into them right now, and they just can't. There is almost a BKB done on XM. He's trying to get this done as fast as he can, because he wants it in case we start a fight in the Roche pit. We're going to find out in 10 seconds how quick this Roche is. A really fast Roche would be great for PVision if it stops the Storm from getting a BKB first. Anything later than that, I'd say probably favors XG.
Let's see what the timing is. 2 minutes. That should be enough time for him to finish off this BKB and group up with his team again. So already out across the mark.
Tormentor. They do scan it. They know this is happening, but I mean, XM standing nearby holding a gem with a BKB on the way. There's no chance you're going to be able to get in there anywhere fast enough to stop it.
So BKB's completed now for all 3 of the cores of XG. And on the other side, we're still waiting for 1 BKB on Centaur. Has it eyed up at the moment. And less than 1,000 gold separating these 2 squads, anybody's game.
Yeah, Satanic trying to get the Silver Edge done as fast as he can as well. Try and give them a good answer versus Ame. See if they can catch him by surprise and just dump everything onto him and kill him.
And you know, if you have not seen Broodmother in a long time, a lot of people remember this hero as just like spider spam, you know, take down towers with it, don't really show up to fights. This is a whole new Spider right now. Incredibly strong right clicks, has a level 25 talent depending upon which way you want to go. That also lowers your BAT. It can be just an incredibly hard-hitting hero, and going now for that break option.
Yeah, and the reason why you see the Bloodthorn before the break is the Bloodthorn is one of like the most broken items on this hero. It just gives you an insane amount of damage in the right situation between yourself and your spiders. Plus, as you just saw, like Tormentors and stuff too, just fall instantly. So you definitely have the ability to just blow up heroes, not simply rat the map like the olden days.
That's going to be something to watch for. Is I think while we saw the early group up potential and taking towers that happen from XG, the later game shenanigans that can come out from PVision are going to be really hard to deal with.
I do think they have some of that as well on XG, though. Like, the Aghanims on XM, I think, could be a really big factor in this game. The Aghanims on the Lycan, this is a Sunspan game. You know, I heard him talk about his Aghanims being his favorite item. It's true.
We got some claps out there. The crowd happy to see it so far.
We need Ags all over the place, though, on the side of XG. Except for Bristle. His is usually good, but with this build, you know, Ame's not really thinking Ags.
Smoke up with 5. XG as Roche respawns.
All right, they have the Wolf inside. Spot Satanic beginning it.
They know this is happening. Nobody else showing on the map.
Look at no one, though. He's just up here pushing with his helm, pushing into this tier 2 tower. What are you going to do now as XG?
You have to deal with one or the other.
Another Wolf goes in, sees that they're not there.
While top lane is pushing in, they're getting some damage onto that tower.
That tower is falling. It is done.
It's going to be gone. This is a problem for them because no one also is still sticking around. They can do this to the tier 3 top as well if it keeps them over here.
I feel like there's a world where they get frustrated and just send in Ame.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to do something. The current situation is XG losing the game by split push.
No, you can't, right? Like, there's wisdoms in a minute, right? You cannot just sit here. You have to find something else to do. That is a good reward, at the very least, for controlling mid. They will get an Arcane Rune on XM.
And meanwhile, that's happening. No one still pressuring in along this top side. Look at this damage.
Look at the spiders on the bottom half of the map.
Yeah.
They are just marching.
They're heading down.
The brood laughter.
Keeps that pressure on the bottom side. Ame shows up. Notably does not have his shard yet, which we often see on these bristlebacks.
Yeah, I think, again, it's just kind of the build, you know?
Yeah.
He's less concerned about stacks and quills and everything.
But now PVision going to group together, see where they opt to make a move for. XXS is halfway to an Aghanim Scepter, and as Roche changes sides, now it's XG that might have the better angle towards the pit.
And there might be a different solution here from PVision, though. They are just shoving this bottom wave in. I mean, it's a classic answer to a team that when you think they're doing Roche, you simply start shoving their base, right? And they either respond or they get the Aegis, but you cannot just let this go undefended right now. Like, Roche is just getting to the pit now. They have to be so fast here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go down. They're going to get the Aegis, but how much do they lose in return? There is no way that you can come and contest that on the side of PVision and get there, but they are up on your high ground, starting to take this down. Cataclysm out, shows everybody still there. They're committing for the Aegis, but they've lost an entire set of racks.
Ooh.
A big trade.
You know, that's not the best trade deal, I would say.
I mean, once you're in that position, if you try and TP and defend, though, you do just die, so...
Oh, yeah, it's true. There wasn't really a great answer at that point, was there?
But regardless...
Wow, 100 FPS.
I wish I could get that.
I was going to say, Jesus.
These
oh,
pro
my
players.
golf clubs don't fit in the back of my Corvette.
As they will go for a quick disconnect and be reconnecting in just a moment. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation, right? Because the ideal spot is that you are not having to make that choice between one or the other, but they had to commit, and that meant that, of course, you're going to lose your racks. No other great answer for them right there.
So demotivating when that happens, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're forced to take such a bad trade.
I mean, I don't think it completely matters a ton for them, because they still have, like, you know, a great team fight potential. They're going to get the Ags soon on Lycan. There's a lot of answers they still have here. As Brood reconnects. We're 36 minutes into this game. PVision takes the first lane of racks. but not pulling meaningfully ahead. What are the item tidings that you feel like either team is really looking to abuse here in this one?
For me, I'm looking towards XM getting some sort of a solution, whether it's the Aghanims or whether it's the Scythe that he's looking at. I think one of those two items is massive for him, but he's a ways away, unfortunately. Oh, actually, no, no, that is his real goal. Never mind. Yeah, he's a ways away, unfortunately. Lycan, also, he is going for the Boots of Travel first, so I mean, it also means the Aghanims is pretty far away, but that's because he has to deal with this bottom lane now. It's likely the reason he has to go for this. Right now, XG look like they've just fallen a little bit. You know, they've tripped.
Okay.
It's going to be a while, I think, before they're back up to itemization. It's going to make these fights feel really good, unless the fight somehow begins where Ame is like in the thick of it and wailing on somebody. Because if they actually secure their target, they don't have, you know, there's no depth shroud this game, and they've got the nullifiers on 2 heroes now to deal with this Pugna.
That's true. And a decent way for them. Oh, thank you so much. Love to hear that. It's just like, it's revitalizing, you know?
A little bit of a post-pause moment here where everyone kind of forgets where people are on the map, so kind of move their way back a little bit here as we start crafting into that next round of neutral items. Ooh, got the Pyrrhic Cloak here on DM.
Okay. Seems like a pretty good answer. Obviously still has to run into the issues of the BKB, but once those are down, can do some good work.
Ame seems to love Satanic.
They miss
go-to items.
Multiple abilities onto Ame. And he is just going to walk this one off, obviously still hanging on to the Aegis. Perfectly comfortable with the current state of thing. And actually just Satanic's back up. I guess it's on a low enough cooldown. But I guess with this Aegis, there is this other thing that you could do on XG, which is just walk at buildings. We'll see if they decide to do that or if they're going to play it a little bit safer.
I'm curious what 9 Class does. He has 5,000 gold. He has a BKB queued up, but I don't know. I feel like he's going to go spicier. I feel like he's going to like buy a Scythe or something and try and break one of these fights if he can get away with it. For now, he's just jumping ahead, bringing creep. Look at this. They have 9 classes creep and DM's creep in the top lane, just grabbing these creep waves up here. Meanwhile, XM is at the base catching the farm there. They're pushing in through the mid. So they are successfully dealing with this a little bit. They also just don't have XXS. So I don't know how far this push can really go. Wow. They planted the banner. I mean, he's got his Boots of Travel, so it's a good thing he's not found by the Monkey King. He can get here.
Drops everything down. Ame low, not dead yet. He dodges away, but is eventually gonna die. Wait, he didn't get a BKB! Didn't pop anything. The storm is gone, and now Ame, he's in the ice wall. What has happened? This was not the way this was supposed to go for XG, and Ame just stuck here to the side, forced back away a second time.
I believe he was not supposed to get hexed. That's probably the issue there.
Oh, jeez.
As no one just catches him out, and that's the end of his life.
You remember what I said about taking chances, trying out new things? The BKB reaction from Satanic. And in the meantime, 9 Class jumped in, but immediately had to stop. Ducalis is already gone, though. Ame, can he survive through this? Oh, the hit Satanic, he takes him down. Does so much damage. And while 9 Class might be chasing, he's got the creep right on Xinq's back. And the squirrel is going to be brought down. The Hex reaction is there. XG, they don't know what hit him.
Yeah, the fight ends just the way it started. Just a little sight there from no one. And kind of turning this idea of XG, thinking they can force something, into a whole lot of problems.
And they just got Aegis, and now they're walking up to high ground, and they don't have Ame. He's supposed to be the person standing out front, stopping this push from happening. 60 seconds before he's back up again. I mean, they might need to buy back on the Hoodwink. Actually, I don't even know if that stops it.
I certainly don't think it would.
Oh, no. PARIVISION open up a tremendous hole here in the defenses. Ame 1,800 gold away from buyback. I don't know if you would have wanted to anyways, but it shows what happens when this PARIVISION lineup gets a victory. They immediately can start running down lanes.
I think the good news for XG is that there's so much gold on PARIVISION, I don't think they want to push this right now.
Static Storm, Aghanim Scepter is done for the Disruptor. Can they find the target though? They need to get something. Static Storm down, they got him. But do they have the damage to kill? All the heals are there. It's not going to be enough. They take down Satanic. What a masterclass there from X-Nova, who will be punished now. XM in the meantime gets destroyed. They do have buyback on the Storm. Ame TP's right in the middle of all of them. Forces back PARIVISION. What a hold.
Yeah, can't get the grab either there on 9glass. He just leaps out of the way there. So things looking okay for a little bit, but then they immediately killed XM and kind of taking the wind out of their sails on any hopes of that being a valuable defense. But the game goes on. That is the good news for them. But as mentioned, there is a ton of gold right now on PVision. Like a crazy amount of gold. Everybody's going to get an item.
So we see this replay. This was assembled at the last second right before this fight. Ag's Static Storm.
A massive way to actually finally deal with Satanic here and get a bit of a streak there on XM, which was great until unfortunately 9glass puts down this Wukong, zones them to the side, and with the whack there, just double Sunstrike into the kill for DM, getting a double.
Too much and too quick. And 16 to 15.
Can the Wolf Bite solve it though? Could that be it? The Were Bristleback.
I mean, it's been such a weird little initiation because it feels like XG have just been making these little flubs where they get out too far ahead of themselves, they don't anticipate the Hex, and then somebody just gets blown up in the fight. And I think that if they can get an actual fight going their way, it still should be okay, but now they're 12K behind. Every fight gets harder. Tough situation. PVision standing tall in this, up one game, looking for a top 3 finish. If they can manage to take out one last set of racks, and a couple of those towers, they'll have access to the Ancient. And they've just got to hide now. Wait for that timing. I mean, the plus side at the very least for XG is that you can all in on this Aghanims if you want to for XXS.
That is true. It will be really nice for them too, especially if they're going to decide to fight at the Roche Pit. Okay, Sunstrikes come out there. They're able to dodge away from that. And, I mean, yeah, I think you're going to, right? Come on. Surely we're buying it on this as the Tormentor goes down. Right now, as PVision, they're just waiting for Roche. They're going to chill this out, get themselves the Aegis, collect all of the Infinity Stones here, and then go high ground. That's going to be the plan.
No one now having access to those Forge Spirits when he hits the Sunstrike, and he does decide to buy out on XXS.
All right, let's go. The Wolf Bite. Now that's a howl. That's when we're really going to get it, you know? That's
I mean, we've seen things like this before with Ame. Remember, time and again, getting the Wolf Bite and starting to run at people constantly. The problem is these lanes are just shoving out so much that it's hard for them to find a way to get a good fight in their direction. Of course, the big thing will be Roche, which is a relatively long spawn, which means it's going to be heading back up to the north side of the map again.
There's also a bit of a question of just like how long do these fights last? You know, like what if the Wolf Bite, what if they can't catch you? You know, then it's gonna look really bad.
Oh wow! And after finishing, instead of going for the AC, Invoker decides to go Refresher.
All right, so currently there is only buyback on Xingqiu. Everyone else has bought out on XG, where we are all in, fully committed here into this next engagement for them.
Will be
as they slowly start to farm the back up. I guess X-Nova's got it. Ame's now got it, so we're not too bad actually. I love Ame's idea of the butterfly as well. I think that's a great solution on this bristleback.
Yeah, and if you can sort of surprise the Brood with it, could be really nice there too. I mean, obviously you do still have the Bloodthorn, which provides that pierce, but
and he just got the 25. He got the bat reduction.
Yeah, this thing right here is nuts. If you have not seen the bat reduction during Insatiable, it is insane how hard this Brood hits. Something to watch for when they get into the straight up battle against the Bristleback. Crowd trying to cheer on the Lycan here. He's gonna need it, that's for sure.
And the patience here from PVision, again, just not taking the risks, because why bother? There's not a whole lot to gain at this point.
You know what actually could make a pretty big difference in this too, is if Lycan gets to 25, because he has that Howl reduces total attack damage.
That would not hurt.
The Howl might actually win them the game if he can get to that.
It would be very fitting, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. because a ton of Brood's damage is plus damage.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Well, not literally, but you know.
But still a ways away from that 25 for the Lycan. Needs to find a kill or two. Ame, he does have 25.
Is he going to send some wolves here as the Roche spawns? Or, oh, the scan's out now. They're probably going to miss it. Oh, this ward sees XM.
They know the timing that it's capable of respond right now.
Abyssal on Satanic.
And P-Vision looking for a big wraparound. They scan and immediately TP out. All right, if they do this again, if this happens again, you need to respond if they go for your Ancient.
Like, they're sending the wolves. They're like, where are they?
Cataclysm down. Dude, are they just going to run for high ground?
That was only a Sunstrike, too.
Oh, yeah, it was just a Sunstrike. You're right.
They're going all the way back.
They're backing out. Or they're going to get this really quickly if they fully commit to it, but XG, I think, a little bit afraid based upon what happened last time.
They get roared, right? Because they took it last.
And they go for it. Start to take it down. They did go for the wolf bite. Roche roars and they back away. Tornado out. Meanwhile, they're dealing with creeps in their base. That was very bizarre.
You know, it's the pressure. They kind of just were YOLOing. They're just hoping that P-Vision are up here and they kind of catch them a little off guard.
Runs in, trying to find somebody, a target to stick onto.
The wolf bite's running out.
It's running out very soon. But that at least stops for a moment P-Vision. How much longer do we have on another wolf bite? It's going to be 40 more seconds. And while this is happening again down bottom, you look and you see, and all of these waves are getting shoved in.
I'm surprised that P-Vision aren't putting more focus on just simply taking the Roche as well, you know?
I mean, they are being a little bit safe for my taste, but maybe that's why they're going to be able to come away with the victory here. Because it feels like you outmaneuvered them, right? You outplayed them around the map. You pulled them down to have to defend their base. Now go and claim the objective. But they're showing so much. A chance of Force Staff away, though, and he's fine.
All right, back he goes.
Ame dodges out of that. Does have Satanic to heal back up if he wants.
Fine, loses 2,000 HP. 2,000 HP from just spells hitting him in the back.
He's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about Ame.
He does have 70 HP regen. He'll be all right.
So Lycan gonna have to send himself and some summons back down to deal with the tier 4 tower. Hoof Stomp duration is out.
He's got bots level 2 as well. He can immediately just
call
himself on top of Ame for the wolf bite.
So XXS does have the ability to get back into this fight. And also, while this is happening, he's gaining levels towards 25. P-Vision not opting to make that move into the pit. I don't know how much this is going to change things.
What are they waiting for? What are they hoping is going to change? 25 on Evoker is pretty nice. That'll give him a lot to do.
I mean, I think it's just, again, one of those, like, they never want to take a risk.
Yeah.
The BKBs are down now, so that kind of makes sense. But XXS is going to deal with the push coming their direction. Xingqiu, can he find that Monkey King? Doesn't look like it. Already away. 10 minutes away from 60-minute items. It's been a little bit. A lot of the games today have been going relatively fast.
We'll see if we can get there in this one as the goal just continues to pile up here on P-Vision. 5,400 available on DM.
I mean, this is always the thing that I think about. This reminds me of, you know, some of the BB team games back in the day too, where it's like they're so concerned about throwing away an advantage and they're defending this lead that they have that eventually are they going to become... I mean, this is 25 Monkey King down.
Right.
Very strong.
Ame has sold the treads and has got a blink.
Looking. You already have a jump, and he breaks down the tree. Ame right on top of Invoker with a static storm down, but he gets pulled in the cart. DM saving his buddy's life, but they do have enough to find that Monkey King kill.
They got 9 class.
Can they get any more? Ame hides away for a moment, disarmed. He's still in the wolf board. Look at the damage out from Satanic. The Sunstrike connection down low, but one hit from that Satanic, a little bit bigger. 9 class now hits. That is a buyback from him. And as they get back into the fray, XXS running away, trying to escape. There's the hoof stomp, finds him from DM, and long range jumps. They get that wolf dead.
Well, they got a few things in that fight, but it's just not enough. No one tipping over to Ame. Buyback needed here on XM. He's going to have to retreat back to the base, and that's going to be the prize of Roshan here. Refresher and Cheese going to P-Vision.
Oh, the real curse, though, at the end is that Lycan went for the extra wolf summon. It's so sad. But take a look at this again. It could have been so great, but DM, look at this.
Yeah, I mean, the eggs, that was one thing I really liked about the Centaur pick, is I was thinking, if this game goes late, they don't have that same save, right? They're missing it from 9 class this game, so they get it out of the Centaur Warrunner this time, and it absolutely came in the clutch in that one. 9 class, maybe very nicely played there from XM to chop his tree down. Takes him, that was a ridiculous heal from that Satanic.
Oh, yeah.
But just whacked there on the XM, no chance to escape. And now, perhaps the final push beginning to get sorted out here in the top lane.
We'll see at least if they can do it. The Refresher BKB ready to go. And at 51 minutes in, XG gonna need to really figure out some sick plays now to deal with the fact that they have the cart. 9 class drops down the big Wukongs. XM backs away. There's the break onto the spider. Glyph already used with no more wolf for 10 seconds. It's a hard fight to make happen. BKB is out. Ame starts to hit on the Satanic, backs away. XM pulls in, but the cart is there. The save is there. Backing away, there's a spider in a cart, but still a lot of damage done out there. Static Storm is down, but he got eviscerated. Ame no longer alive, and you do not have the damage that you need on XXS. XM backs out of there too, still 1,000 gold away from buyback. P-Vision, they have done everything in this series. They're gonna take another lane of Racked. This is gonna be Megas. Too much to handle as they run through XG. Eyes on the throne, a few more hits is all they need. GG is called.
As this game went later and later.
Oh, look at Ducalis.
Stone cold there. XG struggling to find their way into these fights. It felt like whenever they needed this fight, this engagement, they just couldn't quite get there. The vision was okay sometimes, but the actual heroes, the tools needed to get in these fights, it just couldn't compare to what they had on the side of P-Vision.
Oh, and XG going to be denied that berth up to the upper bracket finals. P-Vision are going to be representing it on one side of the bracket.
Yep.
The crowd loving what they are seeing here.
No one, he was the only player this morning. He came out, he's clapping to the crowd. He comes to the booth, his hands in the air, he's clapping to the crowd. He loves to be here. He loves to play in front of all you fine folks. It's powering him up, it's powering up his team, and it gives them a 2-0 here.
Not what I think people were expecting. XG coming in looking, again, so good. Not dropping series, not dropping anything. And get taken out like that, and you can see the team very happy with their results in the crowd, giving them some love here as they are going to make it and be secured towards top 3 at the very least, but still looking for a lot more.
That's apparently running out of smokes of deceit here as 9 class is snagged by Nomad, trying to escape with his team, but pulled in like a pudge hook to talk to you fine people.
Absolutely. Well, you'll love to see it as a solid performance. P-Vision able to take the victory 2-0. And I do have to say, a lot of it, a ton of it, so much of it was down to these early picks that they were able to get with one player, a disgusting little fish. We got Nomad down with 9 class on the stage.